Okay, I think we're live. I think we're live. Let me just get this thing going. Get this thing going. Let me post this link and then we're good to go. And then we good to go. Good to go. Give me 1 second. Link. Bam. Post. So we live. Click the link. My body ready for this. Let's go. This is gonna be a good one. This is gonna be a good one. All right. All right. You said tonight, so we live. Click the link. Make this link a little bigger. Let's put. Obviously, we're putting Phoenix's new song. Bam. Good to go. All right, let's rock out. Make sure the story uploads because it'll be taking fucking forever sometimes. Come on, come on. My leg is ready for this. Everybody with restless leg syndrome in the chat, make some noise. Thank you for finally telling the truth about Tam. They glaze her too much up there. I don't like going hard on the women, man, but I just couldn't take the glaze fest too much. You know, I couldn't take it for any longer. But, you know, shout out to her. Whatever. Nacho. Okay. I'm gonna drag this over here. This motherfucker hits me with so many ads, though. Jesus Christ. Okay. Okay, that's perfect. Okay. What's good with y'all though, man? How's it going in the chat, man? If you're in here and you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like the stream, do all that good stuff. Let's get right into it since y'all already know what it is. We got the tier list right here. Let me move myself like right here is probably a good spot to be. Hey, bro, you ever been to Bakersfield? I've been through Bakersfield, not to Bakersfield, really. No, I've been to Bakersfield when I was a little underground SoundCloud rapper. I definitely did a show or two in Bakersfield. I don't have faith in you being unbiased after you gave Joe Rogan a 5. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's a low below Scarred Soul, and you know that. That's like one of my best songs. You're gonna not the best video. I'll give you that, but one of my best songs. But yeah, as you can see, I try to get everybody I could think of. I'm probably missing some people. If you don't see somebody, then let me know if there's somebody that I need to add. But I feel like I got all the must haves. You know what I'm saying? Like I got some fringe characters, I got some big dogs. Let's talk about how Adam's still trying to force the narrative that J Hood and Spody Face got down. I think that's pretty debunked at this point. Shout out to In and Out Pink Lemonade, one of the best drinks on earth. But yeah, what's up with y'all in the chat, man? If you're in here, like the stream, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Become a member. We're live on YouTube, right? Astrid. Oh, I forgot Astrid. Damn, I didn't add her. You know, I think we're gonna be all right. Hello, MooseMan. What's Gucci with you? We in the building. Let's go through these candidates we got for the tier list we got. So this is the No Jumper umbrella. Umbrella would cover like, you know, the Figmunity world, the Ace Boys, you know, some of those characters and stuff like that. So we kind of got the big dogs from those universes that are all actually under the No Jumper umbrella. And well, I'm trying to, like, you know what I'm saying, F is like, you know what I'm saying, they're not a good Potter. D needs work. C is okay Potter, not an A Mike. What should be the category for B? A is like good, A Mike, not great. And then S is obviously the best of the best. B, I don't know. Y'all kind of get what I'm saying. But let's go ahead and go through these people. Yo, what up, Moose? What's up with you, cookies? 916. Moose been leaving us hanging. Plus I've been seeing you in all the chats saying Moose abandoned his channel. Moose did this. Moose did that. Well, here I am. So you know what I'm saying. Cut out the malarkey and let's get to the brass tacks, as they might say. How's the mic sounding, you guys? I forgot Dejan. I did forget Dejan. I should have added him, but hey, it is what it is. Moose, just put yourself at S. I mean, we're gonna get there. Don't worry. We're gonna save the best for last, and I'm definitely. I mean, if there was a S plus, you already know what I'm doing. All right, so we got Adam 22, T-Rail, AD, Duno, Yuri, House Phone, Blazzy, Pun, Lashuno, Brick Baby, Flacco, Sharp, Keen, Potlord, Macwop, Tiny, Stet, Smack, Heather, Whack, Six, Trevor, Kev, Rios, Ace Boy Trey, Tam, Jaleese, TF, Moose, Kyle, Vel, Pooh, Doughboy, Aunt Hefe, Spody, Almighty, Munchie, and Ricky. You forgot Jack Like Jess. Definitely should have had Jack Like Jess. Ye get in Discord. We'll have Kenny in Discord weighing in as well. But at the end of the day, my word is law on this stream. What do you think about Jaleese? We're gonna get into all that. Don't worry. You think you could outpod Ricky? We'll get into all of that in just a second. DW could be, you know what I'm saying, added to this list. I forgot DW. I feel like his tenure was pretty short-lived. Moose, thoughts on the live show possibly going to shit since the homies quit? Just know that I heard some rumors around the office that there's some big stuff brewing for the live show that could revive it when people were doubting it. It sounded pretty crazy, a couple different things, and they're like on totally opposite spectrums of craziness, you know what I mean? But turn the mic up. Okay. Oh, say less. Turn the mic up. How's this sound? Is this too loud now? Or no 607 unk? 607 unk. I feel like 607 unk's like in the C Mac category for me. And that's just kind of not like a real person. You know what I mean? But I don't know if we finished. We got Doughboy, Aunt Hefe, Spody, Almighty, Munchie, and Ricky. I did finish it. I just remembered that. Sorry, I'm a little high. Grandy in the building. Shout out to Joke Beats. Crip Mac got to be an A tier. 607 Bunk. Where is Kenny? Oh, we do got to get Kenny. I forgot all about that fast. Open up Discord. Go to the Moose Chanto. He's not even in here. Fuck Kenny. The hell? He's not even in there, guys. Lush is a great podcaster, just not that good of an A mic. Getting on right now, Kenny just texted. Lush is a great, not high enough. What about Comparator? He had his own podcast. Comparator definitely could have been on this list, but he retired from podcasting. So, you know, I guess we didn't add him because of that. Really, I just forgot. But we're going to say that. It's like a Marvel vs. Capcom select a player screen. Yo, who are y'all choosing? Who would be the best Marvel vs. Capcom duo? I'm going Whack. Whack probably would have a crazy ult. And then Munchie could be kind of like Cyclops. I feel like take the glasses off. Laser shootout. I'm going Whack and maybe Duno. I feel like Duno would have a crazy ult probably. He's a big guy. Thoughts on Ricky's performance on the Tuesday show? I just overall didn't love the vibe of the Tuesday show. Now the pic of you got of me is crazy. Technically, I found this template and I added to it. So I think it stopped right here at Trey, and I added these people that are new to the universe. But let's see who actually made the template. Oh, I made the original template too. I did put that picture, but it was about 2 years ago, bro. So I'm sorry. It's just the one was uploaded at that time. Munchie would have switched. Danny Mullen, LA Icon. LA Icon could have been on here. Lush's appeal is comedic. His other pods never went up. Sad to see how he's fallen, and he was saying he's the best podcaster. I think Lush is pretty good, pretty great. Rotten Roll said, no cap Munchie. Did you use Pooh's high school yearbook photo? I searched Jared Fields' big brother because I didn't know how to make him pop up in Google. I just Googled all these pictures and used like thumbnail pictures. Give Munchie a switch and let him loose in a war. I'm just happy to be in the combo for real. Yes, sir. Let's see if Kenny's in the Discord yet. Nope. Nope. Definitely not. Kenny, you're about to get left behind. I think we should do the A mics last. And we should do kind of like side characters first and get it kind of rolling. Pooh looks the same since childhood. Pooh does have a very youthful look to him. Okay, but let's get into it. All right, we can see all the pictures and all the tears from right there. Let's go. Let's see. I'm in gamers. Okay, Kenny's in there now. Let's go and do here because it's locked up. In the pod in space. Drag Kenny in. Kenny, we should be able to hear you now. Hello. Turn up my volume. Kenny? Kenny? Oh my god, what the? I feel like that academics clip when his PC was going all crazy and making hella noises and he was just like slamming on the keyboard. All right, here we go. I didn't land on anyone. But we landed on Duno. All right, let's start with Duno. Is Bo in that bitch? I didn't even add Bo Jackman, but I didn't add Kenny either. I feel like they're more content creators. Kenny's more of a producer than, you know what I'm saying, podcaster. You know what I'm saying? That we still grinding in the podcast game. Duno. All right, Duno. Easily C for Duno. Okay. Okay, Potter, not an A mic. He's A mic on him and Jakarta's pod though, and he's pretty good. He's pretty funny. He drives the conversation. He has very good comedic timing on their pod. I think Duno I think Duno started out like right here, like definitely needed work. Like No Jumper Duno was not the best. Pretty, baseline basic Potter. Is this for pods, interviews, or overall? We're going as a podcaster. We're evaluating them as a podcaster. That's it. I felt like Duno started here at No Jumper, but I be in tune with, even on Brown Bag, he was D tier. No Jumper, D tier. All these pods, D tier. But him and Jakarta's pod is his lane for sure. Even with the Figmunity world, don't love him. He's solid. He's funny. But I don't love him even on Figmunity world. But him and Jakarta pod, we're ranking him a B. I think a B is defensible because him and Jakarta are doing over 100K a fucking episode. If you go check they shit out, they're putting up big dog numbers. Every time I go on TikTok, I see a clip of they shit. They shit's going viral on there, or they're paying clippers. Either way, they're doing their thing. They got motion. Duno, because he's not super like knowledgeable on some like a bunch of topics or hip hop or current culture. If you're entertaining enough to garner that much support and views and people that really fuck with you and ride with you, they be doing live shows and selling them bitches out. There ain't too many podcasters in LA that can do that type of thing. I'm not going to lie. You can't say D on all these others besides one and give him a B, fam. I'm saying like early on, Duno was not a good Potter, not the best Potter at all. Pretty low tier Potter. Through him grinding, he's definitely stepped it up, and the entertainment factor and him being funny on a pod. I watch comedy podcasts, and the whole point is just to be funny. The whole time they're just trying to be funny. They're not trying to be all insightful and be like, what's the current news? Let me give a good take on it, like the Joe Budden No Jumper sphere. It's like a different type of potting, and it's very popular and one of the biggest ones out of the No Jumper universe. We got to give my boy a B. I think he's at a B tier currently. 100K. He's funny. He's doing his thing. Duno's running it up. I'm not going to lie. Who else is good on FMW Pod? Duno brings up the relevant topics and calls those fools out. That was so fucking loud in my ears. Jesus Christ. C or D for Duno. I could say he's like, you know what I'm saying? He just got into B tier with the Jakarta pod, which is newer. So there's going to be some people in front of him in B tier for surely. Let's go current tier. Let's go Doughboy. Shout out to Brody. Shout out to my guy Brody for the whatever the fuck that was. Little gems. Doughboy. Definitely needs work. I wouldn't say cancel Christmas because I've been liking Doughboy more on podcast lately for sure. He's starting to find his groove. We all had like rough time, you know what I'm saying? Like easing into the No Jumper universe. So, F tier. Cancel Christmas on Doughboy. Everybody thinks he's a F. Doughboy just has to stop interrupting. Cancel Pride Month. Okay, we're going to put him in F, and I'll try to make a argument so he's a D.
Yo, can you hear me now or no?
Yeah, I can hear you now. What's good, Brody?
Okay. My bad. Sorry, dude. My power went out in my area. My internet was tweaking. But what's up, chat? This is a good. I saw this dude and I was like, this is fire content. I need to tap in.
Yeah, we're in here. We're trying to rank Doughboy, and I agree with A+. Doughboy's so bad he's good. If that makes sense, you need a Doughboy on a pod. I agree.
I think Doughboy is a lovable Unk type character. Yeah, I think so. Like, I think he's a lovable Unk type character. I think he brings a lot of good energy, even though we clown on him and shit. Like, I think he brings a lot of good energy.
Dragonite Crib says, shout out to Kenny. They said Kenny and Prime have matching bald heads now.
Oh yeah, I shaved my head. Did you see?
I did not see that, but that's pretty crazy.
Here, I'm gonna send it to you.
All right. But yeah, Doughboy, I would say probably is in the needs work. I think he's a good potter when he's just kind of rolling with the flow, making, a joke here and there. He's been doing that lately. But I think he still has a lot to show before we can consider him somebody who's outside of the D tier. You know what I'm saying?
I think he's still doing like the legacy media safe takes. That's why people think he glazes so much.
Yeah. That's what the fuck. Your head's shiny as fuck, bruh.
They said I look like that fool from on my block.
Yeah, you look like a fucking straight up like zesty essay for sure. But but yeah, shout out to Doughboy. He's definitely gonna I think he'll work out at No Jumper better than people think. I think he's gonna find his groove, especially if they bring Craig Smith up in the building, which they just did an interview with him, and they said it went really good. Lush liked it, Adam liked it, the fans liked it. We might see Craig Smith in the building. That's going to change the whole dynamic of Doughboy in the building as well. I think Craig Smith's going to, give him some coaching and, make him grow a lot quicker.
Who's
than
Craig
he would.
Smith?
Pause. Dude from Roast Me, light skinned dude.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Yeah, one of his comedian homies, but he's hella funny. I'm not going to lie. Craig Smith was one of the funnier ones on Roast Me. So I feel like that'll change the dynamic a little bit.
Do you have Cam Girl in here?
I don't have Cam Girl. I didn't go that far back. I could have added, Gabe, Rosecrans, Vic, Gina. We could have added, what was that one dude's name? Was his name Coast?
The one that got drunk?
No, Coast or something? Costa?
No OG Suicide?
What was the dude's name? And he was like, when Adam fired on that white kid at the office, there's somebody like, when they start tussling, he's like, get off of Adam.
Robesman?
Get off of Adam. It's a black dude. He had braids.
Oh.
No, he was black. He had braids. What was his name, chat? I forget that dude's
Hesh?
name. It was like Kos or
Not
some
Hesh.
shit. Do y'all know who I'm talking about? I'm kind of beaning out right
That's like
now, but
Melrose days, huh?
yeah,
That's
it
like
was
old
Melrose
Melrose days
days for sure. Old Melrose days.
type shit.
It wasn't Hesh. It wasn't Hesh. It was like he kind of looked like black and Indian almost. You know, I don't know. Yo, Moose, we all in on Mexico tomorrow or what? Definitely, we're all in on Mexico. You know what it is. All right, let's keep it rolling. Let's go ahead and get into my boy Trevor.
Shout out
Trevor
Trevor.
is an A mic like on Out of Focus. He was an A mic. Was he a great A mic? No, I wouldn't say so. Is he
I never really watched the show like that, so like I don't really know where to put, bro.
Melrose Place? How fucking old is you, Moose? Not Melrose Place, like on Melrose when No Jumper was on Melrose. I don't know what fuck Melrose Place is. That's some old fucking white people movie or something. That's what it sounds like. Trevor, a B or a C? That's what we need to decide. Is Trevor a B or a C? He's an A mic, but like on him and Keem's pod, I would say even then he's an A mic because he drives the conversation a lot and kind of like gets Keem rolling with the questions that he asks. Is
I'd probably put
Trev
him at B because he's seen all the clips that I've seen. I think they're pretty like. It seems like he has a pretty good kind of, I guess, format for the show and like how he talks about stuff. I mean, at least I've seen it, and his clips do numbers too. So I'd probably put B tier to be honest.
because like Trev on No Jumper, D tier, maybe F.
I
He
don't think
was
I've ever
pretty.
seen him on camera like that, like
He
consistently.
was he was pretty ass on No Jumper, but I think it's just it's kind of nerve wracking being on No Jumper. But I think he's fuck because I don't want you can't factor in interviews because he's a good interview. He gets good ass clips off the interviews that he does. I'm not counting that. We're talking about podcast in a podcast format when you're sitting down with other hosts on a regular basis and you're talking to the same people. That format, is he good in that? How good is he in that? I would say what clips come from the Keem show? I haven't seen too many, but it's also the format doesn't lend itself to be the most clip friendly. That split screen shit, just like our shit on Discord, isn't the most clip friendly. It's always going to be better in person.
I mean, I don't know.
This is supposed to
I
be
think it's
brutally honest, but it's like if I'm giving Duno a B, Trev's
it's a
definitely a
very
B.
honest. Yeah,
So if
B for me.
Trev's a C, then Duno's also a C. But his
I would
funny
put
factor
Duno.
puts him in front of Trev,
I
I
would
would
put
say.
Duno above Trevor though, just in the sense that like
No, for sure.
I've
The
seen.
entertainment factor, Duno beats Trevor because he's funnier. I mean, he has a pod with Jakarta. They're doing 100K at least an episode. Like that counts for something.
And their
For
shit's
surely.
funny too,
It's
bro.
funny as
Like
fuck. It's very
their
like just
shit's
because you're
funny
not
as fuck.
like hella informed and shit doesn't mean it's not a good podcast and you're not a good podcaster. Like it's the same as a shout out to Seb for dropping the gummy worms in the chat. I just seen that. Y'all are saying B. A lot of people are saying B tier. B is like pretty favorable. B is pretty favorable for Trev. I'm not gonna lie. Trev, but he be informed. He forms his narratives pretty well.
Yeah, I would say probably B or C.
I'm going C, bro. I gotta be brutally. This is the brutally honest pod. This is the brutally honest pod.
If that's how you feel,
Yeah, he's a C. It might get rearranged later after we rank some people. We'll kind of get a
pause.
feel of of like what each tier will really kind of consist of. So we'll just keep it.
Yeah, we're
rolling.
allowed to switch them, right?
Yeah, we'll switch them at any point if we feel like one ranking is affecting another one and they don't really match up. We went with so we went Duno, Doughboy, Trev. Let's go back to the No Jumper universe, and we'll go.
Who we doing? Who's next? Who's next?
Vel. We'll go Vel. Where should Vel be?
Vel as a Potter.
Yep. As a podcaster, that's it.
I
Not
would
as a
put Vel at C because I don't know if Vel could hold down like an entire podcast like that, but Vel has fire stories. Like he has funny ass stories that I like to hear on the podcast.
I love Vel. And Vel's like Instagram. I mean, he has 100,000 followers. But that's not
Yeah,
podcasting. You know what I'm saying? He's
I would put
famous
it
and
at
popping
D.
for not podcasting. And when he's on a podcast, when they talk to him, you know what I'm saying, he gets his shit off. He'll, you know what I'm saying, he's pretty funny. I fuck with Vel personally on a personal level as a person. I fuck with Vel. With all that being
I'm
said,
just going.
Vel is
Yeah,
definitely
go ahead.
an F tier podcaster. I'm not gonna lie. He just doesn't podcast enough, and then when he does, he doesn't, you know what I'm saying, affect the
But are you saying
podcast
like are
enough.
you but do you not think that like when Vel is on a podcast you're more excited because you know that him and Adam are probably gonna have some funny ass dialogue about something?
Yeah, I am personally, but especially with the Munchie B controversy, he has a lot of fans that aren't fucking with him, and there was already like a small sample size of Vel. You know what I'm saying? Vel just be chilling. You know what I'm saying? Vel's just a loyal homie. He's a real one. He'll knock a motherfucker out for you. When it comes down to podcasting, though, Vel is not. You know what I'm saying? Just not a good podcaster. He's a better like IRL streamer, vlogger, you know, clipping shit with his phone on his story. Like that's Vel's expertise. Podcasting is definitely, I think he's an F tier podcaster.
I'm
I just
actually
got
shocked that the chat's saying I'm tripping. Actually insane. I thought, what time span are we doing this? Are we doing this for like the last couple years? Or are we doing this like
all
throughout
time, all
all
of
time?
human
Then
time since birth.
I I think I don't think Vel's an F, bro. I think Vel's probably a D
You
because I
know
think
what?
Vel's
Vel is
very
a D.
entertaining.
You know what? Vel's is a D because he's not annoying on a pod. Maybe he doesn't affect the pod
Facts.
enough, but when he does add to the pod, it is kind of funny or it is kind of like, you know, makes you think about something.
I
So
can't ever think
I'm
of a
gonna,
time where
because I'm
Vel
thinking
like
of all time. Recently, yeah, Vel's been pretty not like very vocal on pods, but Vel's been on No Jumper for like 10 years. So I actually, you did convince me. Vel can, if he just was at No Jumper more and potted, he probably would be a decent potter and be like a
I just feel
C.
like there's worse people on the list that I don't think Vel like what there's people on the list that when I see I'm like, bro, please, I do not want to watch this. You feel me?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, and Vel isn't one of those people. That's true. He's
yeah,
not
you
like, I
can't put
feel
him in
like
that
F
same
should be like,
category.
this dude is horrible. This dude is like ruins the pod. You know what I'm saying? All this stuff.
Like, if anything, like people had worse reactions to Doughboy. You feel me? Like
And
people would
Brandon. I
like
forgot Brandon
and
too.
Brandon,
Brandon
yes.
had
But
like a
Brandon
hate
is
farm.
Brandon, yeah, but he was fucking very fucking
He was
hilarious.
he was pretty entertaining at times, but he got annoying quick because it would be like the entertaining shit at the beginning, and then the whole episode is Brandon like ranting, and then it's like, all right, this got old in like 20 minutes. Derek J, $5. Seen you in the Reddit on that rest in peace no jumper video they had wrong. I feel you don't turn down every fade. That video is gold. I bet you Dragonite made that. He's hilarious. I'm banned on Reddit. Damn, everybody seems like Donnie said he's banned on Reddit. I'm like, damn, what the hell?
How do you get banned on Reddit? Like,
He
what do you
said
have to
something
do to
about
get banned on
Lush.
Reddit?
He said like Lush looks like a schoolgirl or something. And they banned. I'm like, what kind of rules do
Yes.
they have on Reddit? What the hell? There hasn't been that many great or even good podcasters from No Jumper, so not everyone can be A, B, or even C. I've been watching over 10 years. Yeah, but I feel like we shouldn't do it based on like, this is grading them on a curve of the No Jumper umbrella universe. Like, it's like who's maybe like, I guess, yeah, we're judging like their real life statistics and how they do on podcasts currently in their content, but we're still grading them against other no jumper hosts. So that we got to take that into account. It's not like we're like, is Yuri better than Joe Budden? It's like, I don't think that's a very fair comparison. We got to compare Yuri to Heather, you know, that type of thing. You know, I
I'm
don't
trying
know if I'm
to
making
understand.
sense.
I'm trying to understand the criteria like a little bit more.
The
So this is
criteria
just
is like
strictly based off of
podcasting, yeah, sitting down like with like a group of people, you know, whether it's the same group of people or like, you know what I'm saying, a different host of people, but you're sitting down like on the same show or the same platform on a weekly basis and you do
Now,
good
how
in
much
that
do people fuck
setting.
with you? Now, how much do people
That
fuck with
that's
you? But
factored in,
just
but if you're ass at podcasts and you don't say shit and the people just fuck with you, you're gonna get a D like
okay.
Vel. You know what I'm saying? Like
Okay,
it's
then yes. Okay, I see exactly what. Okay, now I get it. Okay, for sure, I got you.
Vel hasn't had a moment that hasn't. Okay, then Vel's an F. If y'all feel like it, because I put him there at first, I just feel like he doesn't ruin pods, but also I guess an F doesn't mean that you ruin the pod, but it could also mean that you're not very memorable on the pod either. So yeah, sure, Vel's an F. The chat, you know, you guys convinced me. It is what it is. Let's keep it rolling. Okay, Kev.
What's next on the
Wait,
docket?
this is Kev, right? I'm so sorry because this is my boy. He's from SAC too, but his name's Kevin, right? Am
Kev,
I
Kev.
tweaking?
I'm trying to. I'm like watching your stream on YouTube, and it's like delayed, so I'm trying to figure out who you're pointing at. Okay, this guy right here. I don't know who that is. Kelvin, right?
Kelvin.
Oh yeah, yeah. Kelvin was like 20. That
Kelvin,
was
yeah,
like
yeah,
pre
yeah, yeah.
23 split up era. No jumper
My bad,
shit.
my bad. I'm talking about Kevin and shit. What the fuck? My bad, bro. Kelvin's my boy too. Kelvin's my boy. Shout out to
Bringing up
Kelvin, but
doubles
yeah,
up.
the F tier podcaster though. We could just keep it moving. We could do a couple. He's just, you know, he doesn't podcast. That's not his thing. He's like cameraman. He
Yeah.
does his thing behind the
Right.
scenes. It's just like it's not. I shouldn't. I don't even know why he's on here. I'm not gonna lie. He's not really a podcaster. What about Six? What do you think of Six, Kenny?
Dude, I am not like soup. Like I haven't seen too much of Six because is that Fig Munity or is that back on Fig universe?
Yeah, he's back on Fig. You know, sometimes he's on camera. He handles other behind the scenes shit mostly, but he be on camera. He was on Fair to Say for a minute when that show was going on with like Stet and Dejan and
I've heard of Six. I just haven't. Was he beefing it? Who was he beefing it with? Didn't he wasn't he beefing it with T-Rail? Didn't he get like fired by T-Rail
no, I
or
think that
was
was
that someone else?
Stet. That was Stet, I
Oh
think,
yeah, yeah,
that
that was
was
Ted. That was
beefing
Ted.
it. Yeah.
Who was
Six
beefing it with
is
Six?
like the younger
Dejan?
dude. Six is like the
Dejan?
younger kid. I don't know who Six was beefing with. I don't remember
Maybe he
Six
wasn't
having
beefing
any
it. Maybe I'm
beef.
misremembering. Yeah.
I could say that Six is an F tier podcaster.
Wait, yeah. Someone said, "How the fuck?" Screwed up said, "How the fuck is Six higher than Doughboy? Six is hated by BOF fans more than Doughboy is. Is that true?"
Yeah. People don't love Six. They're always in because Smack kind of hates Six. He's always talking shit to him and like saying, keep your
Oh
like
my
bitch ass
god.
behind the camera and all that shit. Six is also behind the scenes, not really sitting down anymore since Fair to Say it fell apart. And I'm going to go ahead and say when he is on pods, he doesn't add the most. And most people think he's kind of annoying. I'm not going to lie. And I used to fuck with Six, man. And I made thumbnails for Six at a certain point, you know what I'm saying, for a stream. And then he just unfollowed me one day. And then, like, one day he followed me again and was like, yo, can I get a thumbnail? And I think I made it for him just out the love, just like, yeah, bro, I'll make a quick thumbnail for you. And then I think he unfollowed me again. I'm like, what the fuck? Fuck this dude.
Wow, that's so Hollywood. I hate when people unfollow you when they don't have to. It's like, bro, it's not
Yeah, I'm
like we
like,
beefed
it's
or
not
anything.
that
You have no right.
serious. Like, what the fuck? I don't know what that was about. But man, shout out to Six. But yeah, you're an F tier podcaster, my guy. I'm sorry.
So you're like the
Let's
thumbnail god, huh?
Yeah, I made thumbnails for everybody from Kiki. Shout out to Ski. I make thumbnails for Potlord, Almighty, Yuri, back on Fig. How many people on this list? Let me go through anybody else. I think that's it. There's probably some more, but yeah. Yeah, I was making a lot of thumbnails. I was jugging them. Jugging
Did
thumbnails.
bro?
Six said you were
That's
cool. I
fire.
was trolling him about you. Yeah, I don't know. I fucked with Six. I never had an issue with him, but he just was like doing the weird unfollow thing. Like maybe I was sending shots and he just. But that was long before I was on No Jumper. Six did Lush dirty on thumbnails. That's part of why Lush didn't go to the Fig Munity World Reunion. I feel like it's somebody else making the thumbnails though. Six don't know how to make a thumbnail. Uh, Six also threw shade at Donnie. Damn, why Donnie catching strays? That's crazy. Speaking of Donnie, that doesn't make any sense. Let's rate Heather. What do you think of Heather as a podcaster?
Um, I think she
It's got to
paused
be
really
A, right?
well with T-Rail. Like I think she paused really well with T-Rail and everybody. I feel like I don't was she does she have a history in like community like doing stuff like that? Like doing
No,
interviews
she
and
was
shit?
more just like famous on some like she was friends with Black China, best friends with Black China. So she was like in the Hollywood tabloid kind of world famous before
Yeah.
she back on Fig started.
I think Gideon trolled her, right?
Yeah, when she was yeah, that was like before back on Fig started, I believe, right? I think that was before back on Fig started. Did Smack quit BOF? I don't know. They got Sharky on there, and I feel like it's way better. I don't want to speak too soon, but yeah, I don't know what's up with the Smack, and but I fuck with Sharky on there. Sharky's a good addition to Back on Fig. Duno's rating is gonna screw up all the other ratings. Duno doesn't even know anything about any topics. I'm only 22, foo. True, but that's not all you need for to be a good podcaster. The entertainment factor, funny factor, uh, ability to garner a good amount of views, doing
You
100K
know
with
what
him and
too?
Jakarta on a weekly basis, all that counts, even though he might be a little
Also,
clueless on hip hop and pop
but
culture and current events.
but also he has that experience of like Power 106 that you need to understand like an exact like they teach you how to how to what's it called? What's the word I'm looking how to structure conversations, you know what I mean?
No, yeah, Duno's definitely gotten a lot better at podcasting, and it's showing with the support that they get. When and where did Gideon troll Heather? Look it up. Gideon trolls Heather Sanders is gonna pop up. She was like
Oh my
bigger.
god, it's
She's
so
like a lot
funny.
skinnier now, but she was like bigger. Right after she had kids or whatever. And he trolled her, acting like a super fan or something, and her like gay
He was like
assistants were like
he
trying
was
to
like
beat him up.
he was like I have 1,000 followers
Yeah, that was
on TikTok.
crazy. Where's Bo jerk off, man? Who knows, man? He's fired. Him and Kenny are fired. The homie verse, it's over, bro. It's done. Fuck it. Why
Why?
didn't you include Kiki? I forgot Kiki. I'm telling y'all, I was just trying to do it off the top of the dome real quick. But yeah, Heather, I would say it's either F or D. What do you think, chat? F or D? Heather has ruined pods, but she doesn't ruin every pod she's on. But
I
does
think
she
actually no,
add
she's a good
enough?
aim mic. She's a good aim mic because she be saying them crazy ass stories about Lil Wayne and T-Rail, making them look fucking insane, giving us some fucking fire content. So I would probably say
A is crazy. Just because she made T Rail look
A.
fucking stupid. All right,
You just
y'all.
had her up in A.
I know. I was just trolling. Uh, so I think all right. The chat said D. We'll go with D. D's fair for Heather. I think Heather definitely. She has her own podcast that doesn't do very well in the view category. And she's but she, like you said, she has a good dynamic with T Rail at times, but it's really driven by T Rail, like asking her questions and shit like that. But moving on, we'll go to who should we go to next, chat? Who are we ranking next?
Who's in between? Who's next? Who's on the left of Smack?
That's Stetson. Let's rank Stetson. He was on Fair to Say. He was he has Context Matters, his own stream that's like a podcast. Um I don't think it's very consistent. They
I probably
saying
put like
C
maybe
for Stet. I don't know about
C
that,
or
my
D.
guy.
Probably D then.
Stetson, man. I had a little bit of faith in Stet. I felt like he was a little misunderstood, but then as I started to watch him a little bit more, when I was like, okay, Stet might be cool. He's a little, you know what I'm saying? He's a little off, I would say. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think he could drive a stream and be entertaining if it's outside of like drama and shit like that. If he's not beefing with somebody, it's like we don't want to check out Stet's content, I'm not gonna lie. Stet is a great podcaster if you look at him objectively. Like objectively, I'm looking at him and it's like he appears to be a good podcaster. He's good. He's is he okay? Like he can't really garner an audience too well, you know what I'm saying? And I haven't garnered a crazy audience either, so I'm not like shitting on anybody. I'm just speaking truth, you know what I'm saying? His solo streams aren't worth watching. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he definitely has potential. He's not dumb, but there's certain things that he's kind of stuck in his ways where he could just, I don't know, like he hasn't progressed since breaking away from the Figmunity world. I feel like it's been pretty stagnant for my guy Stet lately. So
I
I
just
feel
barely
like
know who he is, so
he needs
I
to
don't
work.
even think
He
it
needs
would.
to work on his potting. Fair to say was a good show. Instead was a mic on there. Fair to say was a good show, but it was very. I feel like it was pretty short lived. Stet's tenure on there, and he got ran off his own podcast by Dejan, which is kind of a weak podcasting point, you know.
Bro, what were
Well,
the max views on that show? Fair to say, because I literally haven't seen a single episode of that.
it was
Like,
on the
who? How many
Figmunity
people are
World,
watching?
like umbrella. That's why like people liked it because it was like the host from the Figmunity World on some like no jumper news shit. It was kind of like that.
Dragon Knight Crip said, "Fair to say, got canceled over his signed seats." Is that true? Because if that's true, that's
Yeah,
hilarious. I'm not gonna lie.
Dejan sat in the seat and Stet threw a fit, and Dejan was pretty much like, you know, it's fuck you, and Stet like supposedly sounded like he was gonna cry, and then like it fell apart, and like Stet quit the show, and then I think Scotty quit the show before that, from suburban LA or whatever, and then it just slowly fell apart, and then they canceled it. Uh, but yeah, let's go to Tiny. You know Tiny from Apollo?
Bro, no, I don't. I don't know who Tiny is. I'm
You
not gonna
don't
lie
know
to
who
you. I haven't,
Tiny is. Okay.
dude. Out of all the people that you were talking about with the whole like Figmunity world, like I only know MacWap, fucking who's that guy? Keem. I know Keem.
Yeah.
I know probably who else do I know? Shit, bro. Like I'm saying, like the Fig community where I'm just not too, or the back on Fig shit. I just don't really. It never really interested me, bro. So I would probably give all these foods an F. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie.
Damn. I used to fuck with back on Fig, so I was definitely in the universe. I'd be watching a lot of shit, so I definitely was tuned into most of these people at some point. I mean, yeah, a good amount, not most of them. A good amount.
Like the other cast that you have on here, like I recognize pretty much all of them, but like all the people from back on Fig, I'm not too, just don't know.
Mm.
No offense.
It's all good. We got Tiny from Apollo. Tiny's kind of like I would say CD mic. So he's gonna have to go at least CD. That's like the ceiling for Tiny, because Tiny doesn't really drive his own streams, doesn't have his own podcast, only appears on the Apollo, and it's really Mac A, Keem B, Tiny C, and Tiny's fighting for the C spot with like John and Izzy and a bunch of people. Yo, shout out to Chemo Suave gifting me some jewels. I still don't know what the hell the jewels mean, but shout out to you. It means something good. Shout out to you. Moose Fave Pod is the Fighter and the Kid. I was a Fighter and the Kid pod fan. Like what? When was it? When were they like not cringe? Before
Bro, I met
everybody
Brian
turned into
Callen.
like a hate farm. Brian Callen was funny to me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's like corny, but he was pretty funny. Brandon Schaub
I
wasn't
told
funny, but it was a good dynamic for like at the beginning.
I told Lush that Doughboy was the Brandon Schaub of the No Jumper universe.
Yeah, that's funny. He told me that. That's funny as hell. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I would say Tiny's a D. I wouldn't say cancel Christmas because Tiny doesn't ruin pods. He adds a good amount. He asks good questions at times. He asks questions that are like kind of, sound crazy or dumb sometimes, but that's funny. It makes for funny moments. They kind of joke on Tiny shooting back. It's a good dynamic over that Apollo. But I feel like Tiny, as a podcaster, he could probably do well if he like did his own stream that was like focused on sports or focused on something where he could kind of show his expertise. Because at Apollo, it's Mac and Keem kind of driving the ship for surely. Speaking of that universe, let's just go ahead and grab Keem since we're on the Apollo. Keem. He's the A mic on him and Trev's pod. I would say Trev's the A mic, but Keem's definitely the big dog over there. Keem was on What Could Go Wrong. That was like probably the best show that Fig Muni World ever had. So he gets credit for that. He was on the Back on Fig episode with Schoolboy Q that got 1 million views. Obviously, that's because of Schoolboy Q, not Keem, but Keem definitely added to that. Keem's on Apollo.
I probably put him at A mic.
And the best part, like him or Mac is the best part of Apollo for sure. So Keem's a big dog for sure. He's one of the best out the No Jumper universe. Keem definitely has a potential for sure. I feel like he's not consistent with his own streams enough to be grinding, and I feel like he'd be too turned up at Apollo sometimes, where he'd be kind of yapping and kind of talking in circles.
Wait, question.
I feel like the way that he spins narratives and shit like that. I mean, he's a good podcaster.
But are you also factoring in like how good they are on their solo streams? Because
if it's like podcast format, if it's like podcast format where they're talking about shit like at their desk, or like at a setup, if they're like IRL streaming, I'm not counting that. You know what I mean?
No, what about solo streaming like at the desk, like by themselves? Like,
yeah, that counts. Like solo streaming, if you're like talking about shit that's going on, you're reacting to shit, I count that as podding. I count that as like, you know what I'm saying? Like your solo content where it's like you talking about shit pretty much. I don't know. B is fair. I think B is fair because like Duno gets more views than Keem on every podcast, pretty much, I would say. So he can't be above Duno, but he's a better podcaster in terms of like conversational wise than Duno. Duno's funnier. So is Keem is Keem's like intellect and able to kind of put people in trick bags and ask interesting questions and all that make him better than Duno's funny and big views?
Honestly, I think Duno
which one matters
more entertaining podcaster than Keem. Yeah, Keem has the views and the guests and shit, but I think overall, if you're watching it, I think Duno is a little bit more entertaining. You know what I mean? In the same sense that someone like academics might be more entertaining than because Keem reminds me of someone that like would work at an Apple Music or a Spotify and give interviews like the super highly overproduced shit. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I can see that for sure. But he's also got the drunk uncle energy where he's like got the cookout energy side of him too. Like he's got the industry Keem and then he's got Apollo, like he's getting in his gremlin narrative bag. You know what I mean? But I don't think I could feel right putting Duno in front of Keem because although I like Jakarta and Duno's pod, Keem is definitely a better conversationalist, I would say, than Duno. And that's like the number one part of podcasting, I feel like. So
that's a fair point.
I think if we're being brutally honest, I don't know if he's an A tier, but who's an A tier if not Keem?
Plenty of people on this list.
We're going to keep Keem there in front of Duno at the top of B, and then we'll see if he goes up to A based on other rankings.
100%. That's crazy.
Shout out to Neapolitan News for the subscription. That's that real music, man.
Real music, man.
Let's go to... let's just finish the Apollo. Macwop.
Macwop is funny as fuck.
Leader of the Apollo. Funny as fuck. Was a part of Back on Fig at one point. Probably the best point that Back on Fig had, other than like when they left No Jumper and were popping as fuck. past that, the second best era back on Fig is when MacWop was on there consistently, for sure.
I'd probably put him at A or S. I'm not gonna lie, because he's
Shout out
funny.
to Big.
Because
Oh, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say, like, even if I don't agree with what he's saying in his video or some shit, I still like to watch it because I think it's pretty, like, he's just funny as fuck. Like, I don't know.
MacWop is very funny. He's always in character. It seems like he's always, you know what I'm saying, going crazy. He's always running up the narratives. He's always, you know, getting under people's skin. He's beefed with Nicki Minaj and the Barbs.
That's legendary. Oh,
he-
if he's beefed it with the Barbs, give him an S automatically. If
He's-
he's beefed it with the Barbs,
There's a couple people on this list that have beef with the Barbs. I'm not gonna lie. MacWop S tier. Don't forget about We Don't Smoke the Same. Come on, Big Trippy. I could never do that, man. Tell me when to pull back up, and I'm in there, man. Shout out to We Don't Smoke the Same, Be Real TV, E Zone, Trippy, all the guys over there, man. They took me to the Olympics. I had a great time. I love those guys so much. I die for Trippy. But yeah, MacWop. MacWop is definitely one of the best potters on this list. He be cooking. I like MacWop pod style. Do I think he could be more genuine at times? Yes, but that also kind of him being a character pretty much 24/7 is kind of like makes him. You know what I mean? MacWop is at least an A. He's a great A, Mike. The Apollo is the best show from Figmunity World that still lasted and is actually at full force still. They still do good ass pods. I know sometimes people think they're long ass bullshit pods, but they're pretty good. Apollo has consistently been pretty fucking good. He's at A, on the verge of S, I would say. MacWop is on the verge of S.
He could still be. We'll see.
He's a great podcaster, bro. He might be an S tier. MacWop might be S. Who the fuck is that zesty ass looking dude between Kyle and Aunt Hefe? Where's Kyle and Aunt Hefe? Kyle, Aunt Hefe. That's Pooh. That's the flyest podcaster. New Jersey Pooh. Come on now. Moose is third in.
Come on, bro.
Moose is third in command now. What do you mean third in command? Oh, because everybody left. Well, who's it go? Adam, Lush, me? Let's go, man. Now I just need to fucking kill Lush, and then I'll be second in command. Then kill Adam, first in command. I own no jumper. Josh,
are you gonna annex
coffee.
No jumper?
I'm gonna say, Josh, give me some coffee.
Platform?
Give me a McMuffin, Josh. I own this shit now. I'm hiring Kenny back at the store.
Hey,
that's my first order. Munchie should be top 2. Munchie's gonna get a good rating, I'm sure. Why doesn't Mac get Moose? I need reasons why he isn't S. Why doesn't Mac get S? Why isn't Mac an S tier podcaster? He does Apollo. Apollo does pretty good views, not amazing views, but solid views. He goes viral sometimes on his solo streams for like playing an unreleased Kendrick track. That's kind of a cheat code and not really podcasting. He was a big part of Back on Fig and a great part of that. Definitely was better than Smack when he was on there.
I probably put him at S tier now that you're mentioning all this stuff, honestly. I'm not going to lie, because he's probably the most successful to come out of that.
He seems like he's doing well. He be going to other countries and shit. So, you know what I'm saying? This pod and shit definitely has done something for him. But, I mean, that's maybe the music side, not the podcasting. You know what? MacWop is an S tier podcaster. I think we're going to go ahead and put MacWop in the S tier. And maybe we'll move him down to A if all things are considered eventually. Let's go. Let's just get some side characters out the way. We got Ace Boy Trey. You know Ace Boy Trey, Kenny?
Ace Boy Trey. I have to hear his. Wait, let me see who you're gonna pick. I probably know him. I know more based off of like the looks than the name.
He's on Ace Boys. He was you know what I'm saying, puns homie. He was like I don't know if I'd say he's dark skinned. You know, darker complexion than like Rios.
Oh, Trey.
Shit. Yeah, he's buff as fuck.
He pressed somebody.
Yeah,
He pressed somebody. Who did he press?
They pressed Desto Dub, didn't they? I'm pretty sure Trey was with them when they pressed Desto. Was it somebody else?
They pressed. who was it, dude? They pressed some dude that was like not a Crip. He was from somewhere else, and I think, oh, dude, it was like another Crip set or some shit like that, and like he got mad at them. I forgot who it was. It was on Community. I remember it like it was yesterday, bro. Shit was fucking crazy. But I
Trey
forgot who it
Preston a
was though.
crip. I don't remember. Ace
Chat,
Boy
do you guys know who I'm
Trey,
talking
as
about?
a podcaster, though, he was on Ace Boys Worldwide. He's on the Syndicate. Is he on the Syndicate? I'm pretty sure he's on the
Um,
Syndicate with Rios and Manny and them.
I would
He's
put him
like
at
a
C.
he's like a C mic on the Syndicate, which would automatically make you like a D. Because if you're not A mic on the Syndicate like Rios, I can't rank you too high. No disrespect to the Syndicate. I'm just saying it's like a newer podcast, and I feel like
Who's
I
on the
see.
Syndicate?
I think it's Manny, Rios, Trey. It's like the fallout of the Ace Boys. That's like the spinoff from Ace Boys Worldwide is the Syndicate. You know what I'm saying? Because Puns did his solo thing, and all the rest of the guys made the Syndicate, I believe.
It's all these spin-offs, man. It's like it's hard to keep track.
Trey, the one who got Sharp scared on the phone. Trey and Pun were saying "fuck no jumper" to
That's who
Sharp.
it was. That's who it
Mm.
was. Yes, it was Sharp. Yes, thank you, Dragonite. Yes, that shit was insane.
Okay, so Trey is
Yeah, I'd say C mic,
Trey.
bro.
I'm gonna say Trey. We got to cancel Christmas. Trey is not a very good
Damn.
podcaster. He doesn't do his own solo thing. Obviously, it's just like he's rocking with the homies. He's not like, I don't think his goal is to be the best podcaster in the world. I'm sure he doesn't give a fuck about this. But if I had to be honest, shout out to Dre, go get him. Trey is cool, but D. But yeah, Trey doesn't really add a ton to podcasts other than like threatening people and like, you know what I'm saying? He would beat me up, I'm sure. You know, shout out to Trey. I don't want no smoke. But Trey, I don't think adds too much to the pod. Ace Boys Worldwide. He would talk, you know what I'm saying, a good amount, but it wasn't nothing like groundbreaking. Pretty regular takes, pretty run of the mill, like street dude, you know what I'm saying? I got to keep the code like takes, you know what I mean? I don't think.
Very safe, like not wanting to upset, like free shit. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
it was
shit ruins
definitely that
podcasting,
vibe.
bro.
It definitely ruins the vibe. Yeah, you have to get everyone from last year's newscast. That shit was fire. You have to get everyone from last year's newscast. What's last year's newscast? Flacco used to glaze Trey's wingspan. Yeah, he was tiny infant Ace Boy Trey at one point. Flacco was that was
Oh
a
my
crazy
God.
time, and now he's like exposing gang members and putting bodies on them. But shout out to Flacco, he could do what he wants. I don't care anymore. That's that you know we'll see in time. I keep repeating last year's newscast was better than anything besides the Tuesday show. I don't know what last year's newscast even means,
Who
brother.
was on last year's newscast?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to get out of this. Let's go with Almighty Suspect. What do you think Suspect is ranked as a podcaster? Almighty's been on No Jumper. He's the longest standing host, I believe, currently. I mean, obviously he's in prison now, or in LA County awaiting to go to prison, but he's been on No Jumper for a fuck ton of time. Has a lot of good moments. Podcasting moments, not a ton. Punching people, definitely. What do you think?
I'm gonna say so. Look, when Almighty first joined No Jumper, he was for show like an F, right, or a D at least, like at best, right. But now, honestly, dude, like over these last couple years of him being on the podcast, transitioning from being like just a rapper to doing podcasting, I think that honestly, if I had to put him somewhere on this list, I'd probably put him at B or C, just because he can definitely hold his own when it has to do with like having an opinion. He's not gonna back down from his opinion, and he makes it entertaining because he gets loud. And I think that's points right there, honestly.
Okay, yeah. I give him points because he's willing to challenge anybody on his opinion, but he isn't always the best at arguing his opinion. A lot of times he ends up repeating himself a bunch of times and kind of not letting the other person speak. So I'm going to say that's not the best podcasting etiquette, I would say. Not saying I have the best podcasting etiquette. We're just reviewing these people, you know what I'm saying, and being brutally honest. So Almighty, but he stopped. I feel like he was kind of making a transition when he had his kid, and then he was on his father sus shit, and he was kind of like less turned up, a little turned down. I think that was going to be prime suspect potting career, was going to be like the time now. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, he has to go sit down, but I think he was about to become his best version of his podcast self because he was calmed down and wasn't so easily worked up, and he could probably have better conversations because he was. I felt like he was having better conversations. He has a great hip hop knowledge. That's definitely, I heard, I see you quick. He definitely has a good hip hop knowledge. He's able to speak about a lot of different like niches in rap, like the Chicago drill and all these different like subcultures that he fucking be listening to and has experienced. Very cultured dude. Does he always display that? No. You know what I'm saying? Like he doesn't always like portray that on podcasts. Sometimes he's just eating lunch and shit and chilling. You know what I mean?
I think he has it in him though. But he has it in him though. I think
he has it in him for sure.
At least,
I think
to B.
Yeah, I gotta go C because he's definitely not an A mic on any pod he's on. He's always kind of responding to what the people are bringing up and like saying he's not really in tune a lot with the news topics. He kind of comes in blind and just like learns about it on the fly. I think he could work on the potting a little bit and being more in tune since this is his job. You know what I mean? Like he would always be like, I don't watch none of this shit. I don't watch none of this shit that, you know what I'm saying, y'all be talking about. And it's like, well, maybe you probably should, you know, since this is like your job, you know, you come up here, you know, a couple times a week, like at least for the time being.
What's the platform though, dude? It's No Jumper, bro. Like that's the shit that people love about No Jumper is these crazy ass moments. That's what the podcast is about. That's the style of podcast that like is done.
No, it definitely is. It definitely is. But like he created what, the Brandon, the Kelpie, the beaten up Lush, the, you know, some arguments
Bullying
with
Sharp.
Adam,
Bullying Sharp.
Yeah, he's created some moments for sure, but I don't think that earns you the tier of Duno and Keem though. Like, is Suspect as good, as entertaining and funny as Duno, or as like good of a conversationalist as Keem with the narratives?
I don't think he's had the opportunity
shit?
to lead. I don't think he's had the opportunity to lead a show as much as him and as much as Keem and Duno. But if Sus had two co-hosts where he was leading it and he had two co-hosts that were competent in podcasting, I think that would be a solid show.
But he had the Almighty show, and that shit lasted like 3 episodes because it wasn't vibing. Remember, he had Almighty Zay, and he had somebody else on there, and those were his two hosts. I mean, they weren't the best podcasters, so that didn't help. But
also at the time,
he was on the Monday show with Flacco and Gina, and that didn't last. And Lush was on there too. That ended up, that Monday show got canceled. Well, he said, but his eating and anger is his character. That's what also gets views. He was the first No Jumper guest on the No Jumper show. He was, yes. I think Sus has had bigger moments than Keem and Duno on No Jumper, yes, but not in general. Like, I feel like, maybe moments as in terms of he's beat up Kelpie and that got more views than like Duno's podcast clips get. But that's not podcasting. That's like fighting Brandon and fighting Kelpie and fighting Lush. Like, none of this has to do with him talking and expressing himself through words. So I'm gonna say C. I'm sticking with C. Even though he has potential to be like BA, he doesn't display that, is all I'm saying.
No, I felt your chat's wilding right now. It's making me laugh so hard. I fucking love the chat.
See, that's what I'm saying. What Kenny just said for older fans, No Jumper is not what most want. Now they thrive off drama, plays, and conflict. Yeah, and we're going to change the narrative, boys. MooseMan is in the building. We're going to change the narrative. We really potting, okay? No more plays. All the members are leaving. We're bringing in the Latino pod. Bring in the Latinos. Beaning out. Come on, run in.
Because I feel like right now what you're saying, dude, is kind of making me feel like you're okay. So the standard by which I feel like you're looking at this from is like a Joe Budden show where everyone's like really chill. Everyone's like very proper with their words and how they talk, and they talk slow and very like conceited about being smart. Like, dude, this is No Jumper, bro. Like, that's what they like. I don't know. I just think
no, I get that, but I'm saying like like Adam's not just the hyped up shit. Like he could do the plays and the bullshit, but he also pods for real. You know what I mean? Like you can have
Yeah.
the bullshit, but if like you're not displaying good pod skills, I can't rank you too high because then like C-Mac would be S tier. You know what I mean? Like 607 Unk would be S tier. They get a fuck ton of views. They're entertaining. They're funny. But it's like, are you going to sit down for 2 hours and podcast with 607 Unk and like feel like you have all your brain cells when you get done?
I
Like,
think
no.
I think I would. I think I would, bro. 607 Unk.
You would be
is very
mentally
entertaining.
slow at the end of that podcast. Like, and Unk is super entertaining, and he does crazy views even on his own platform. So it's like, that's not podcasting though. You know what I mean? That's like a circus. You know what I mean? It's like,
Well, I think
like
podcasting
the
is
whole
a spectrum, right?
the Harlem Globetrotters are still playing basketball, but they ain't playing in for the finals. You know what I mean? That's all I'm trying to
Yeah,
say.
but podcasting is a spectrum though. On one end, you got someone like Crit Mac, and on the other end, you have someone like Ricky or MooseMan. You guys give like intellectual takes that are well structured and well thought out, which are entertaining and are good potting, but also the bullshit and the wilding out that No Jumper is known for as a podcast can also be considered good potting, in my opinion.
Yeah, like I feel like somebody like Whack, he has displayed like the bullshit, but he also can pod too. Like I think the ultimate host to be ranked highly should be able to do both. You know what I mean? That's
Right.
like
So
Jaleese would be ranked high because she's like a fucking explosion every time she's on a pod. But you can't really have a conversation with her outside of like NorCal fucking politics and shit.
outside of
That's an
EBK J-Bo,
yeah, that's an issue. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, she's like really fucking entertaining and she fits the no jumper mold, but it's also like you can't put her on the news because as soon as you bring up something that she doesn't care about, she pulls her phone out and like just checks out. So it's like you get docked for that. Same with Sus fucking eating on the pod every single time. Like you can't eat like 30 minutes before the pod.
Yeah, eating
Like,
on the pod is very
every
insane.
single time you get on camera, that's when you like choose to eat. Like I don't get it, but I'm not saying that's why I'm docking Almighty. I'm just saying I feel like you said, he needs like his own pod where they're covering topics and he can really get in his rap bag, his rap knowledge bag, and his this bag and his that bag. Right now it's just like, oh, what happened with that story on the news that we're talking about right now? Oh, explain it to me. Oh no, that's crazy. Yeah, this and that. And it's like pretty basic. You know what I mean? Like that's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
Bro.
here's my take, and then pass it on to the next person.
Yeah,
type shit.
exactly. Like, what
Right.
I think is this, and it's like, bro, you just learned like 3 sentences of information about this situation. Like, you could give a better take if you were like more informed. I would say on the subjects. But I think he's over Trev. I don't mean to put him behind Trev. I think Almighty's more entertaining than Trev and brings more to the podcast energy wise and can talk with Trev on a array of things. So I think Almighty's definitely high C. I could put him B, but I think I have to be brutally honest and go with my gut, and I'm gonna say he's a C, a high C, C plus. Okay, let's keep it moving. Let's go with my goat, Yuri, the harmonious man.
Your OG.
Where my big homie? Where are we ranking the
lush-
harmonious man?
The lush one to your Kenny Malus, bro.
Facts. He's definitely my lush one. Even though lush one is my lush one as well. But
The reason why I asked you about if it matters, like how good they are on their solo stream, if we're being real, like you could put Yuri at A or S tier.
for solo streams, because at his desk, he definitely had some banger streams. At one point, when I was fucking with Yuri, my boy was getting like 800 to 1,000 viewers. No kizzy. He was cracking at one moment in time. He was a likable guy. He wasn't all
2022.
jaded and like fighting with Riley all the time and getting clipped by penguins and shit. Like, this was pre that.
Yeah,
But
because right now everyone has the idea of Yuri like now, like
some gremlin
post-
little fucking like demon
Yeah.
in his cave, just like jaded and cut off from the world.
So I think he downgraded himself recently on this list. If
He's
this was 2022,
absolutely has tanked his ranking lately for
yeah,
sure.
yeah. Now
My
he's
guys,
like a
bro,
proper average.
I went to his fucking kick. Like, I don't know how kick views on the VODs work, but he be having like 8-hour streams with like 49 views. I'm like, how is this possible, bro? There's no way
That's rough.
just that many people came through in 8 hours. Like, nobody
That's
stumbled
like
across
less
it.
than me, bro. That's like less than me on
Like
my YouTube.
yeah, if you stream for 8 hours, you definitely would finish with like fucking, over
At least
1K
100.
views. Like, bro, your shit would be. I just seen you go randomly live, and that shit had like a good amount of views. So I was
Yeah,
just
it's
like,
like at 200.
what the fuck happened with this fucking dude? But
Wait,
yeah,
that's actually insane.
it's
Whoa,
crazy,
what
bro.
the
Like,
fuck?
he be having like the longest streams and they don't get no views. Like, damn, he fell from grace so hard that it's insane. But his streams are like him playing some bullshit video game and barely talking. So Yuri,
Everyone's
he was a
spamming
part
F
of
tier, but
he was part of Disconnected, then he was a part of Reconnected. He popped up on the I'm sure he popped up on the Tuesday show before. He's popped up on all the pods. I know Jumper was on there for a minute. Didn't make the biggest impact on No Jumper, I would say. Definitely had a fan base from No Jumper. Was likable. Seemed like the cool stoner homie, skateboarding homie. He was C Mike on Disconnected and Reconnected after House Phone A, Blasi B, Yuri C, Potlord D. C Mike on Disconnected and Reconnected. I'm going to go ahead. His solo streams, he was kind of potting, gave pretty shitty takes.
he was potting with Riley, so I mean,
Yeah,
guess that
potting
kinda
with
counts,
Riley.
but
That Tent Talks was pretty ass.
damn.
Is it cancel Christmas on Yuri?
Well, because someone just said like he's not really like my legs. Whatever his name said. He said Yuri ain't really a potter. He's more of an IRL streamer. So
Yeah,
like that
yeah. So
low-key makes
we
sense.
can't count IRL streaming because like he would be one of the best IRL streamers out of this list, probably the best. Yeah, he would be other than Vel. Vel's a good ass IRL streamer. He got some shit cracking, but Yuri's definitely S tier IRL streamer out this group. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about potting, and I think as a person F, but as a potter, I'm gonna say D, and at the bottom of D. Let's rank the D's. I think Doughboy's definitely at the top of D. Tiny's after him.
I'd put him in between Heather and Doughboy.
I moved him around a little bit though. I feel like Yuri has more potential. Who has more potential, Yuri or Stet?
I don't know. I think maybe Stet, because Stet hasn't completely tanked his reputation. Even though people don't like him, it's not like people liked him a lot before and then now they fucking hate him like Yuri. So
Yuri's a Stefan
Stet.
Marbury of No Jumper. Yuri went to China and ended up hooping. That's crazy. Stevie is as likable as Aunt Hefe. Both got contagious laughter and eat your snacks. Yo, Stevie is fucking hilarious, bro. When we were making Nathan seem horny today, bro, and Steven was about to pass out laughing in the corner, bro. It was so fucking funny.
His
Oh
laugh
my
will
God.
start fights.
It's on my story right now. You could see him like about to like turning red. Yo, if y'all go check out my Instagram story, you could see Steven today. I recorded him because I heard him crying. He was trying so hard not to laugh, and he just laughed even harder. But yeah, I would say Yuri's pretty ass at podcasting. I would say that he's pretty hard-headed. He doesn't like to accept when he's wrong. He got marked out by House Phone on the pod, ran off of his podcast. His stream doesn't do well. He doesn't really do podcast style content anymore. I'm actually going to say F tier, but he's over Trey. He's over Six. He's over Kelvin. He's not over Vel. I think I would rather have Vel on my pod than Yuri. I'm not going to lie.
For sure.
Yeah. And I'm going to put Six over Kelvin because Six at least tries.
Yo, where'd you get that picture of Doughboy from, bro?
I just Googled everybody and just added it. It was like
That's like
one
him
of
when
the
he was
old
like
ones.
30.
Yeah, it's definitely a freaky picture of Doughboy. Yuri has a monster cock. That's crazy. Is it true you have a monster cock? Not true at all. I got a straight gummy worm. Okay, let's keep it going. What about my boy Tayef? Tayef third. What do we
I think
think about
Tayef is like.
Tayef?
I think Tayef is a good like maybe high seed to low beat, just because when I seen him on the news, he's like the type to be like, yo, when Mike and when nobody else does it. You know what I mean?
I remember it used to piss me off when I watched No Jumper and Tay would be like, hey, all right,
One Mike.
and then he'd be like, next topic. And it's like, bro, you guys talked about this topic for like 2 minutes and 30 seconds. What do you mean next topic? Like, what the fuck? But Tay only appears on the news. It's been a little less frequent lately. I don't know why that is, but he'd be on vacation and all kinds of shit. So I think he just don't be in town. He's really kind of like does this as a hobby. He doesn't seem to take it too seriously, so I can't rank him too high. That's oddly gonna make you like a D. On the pod, he's not annoying at all. I wouldn't say Tayef isn't annoying. I know a lot of the fans might not have the best feeling about Tayef, but I like potting with him. It's pretty funny. I like kind of making them laugh, but like pissing them off at the same time, like or saying something gay or something. I don't know, but I like potting with Tayef. I do. I definitely do. But to act like he's just like a great potter, he's definitely. I would rather pot with him before Stet. I would rather pod with him before Heather. I would rather pod with him before. Oh, I like podding with Tiny. I think Tiny's a better podcaster than Tayef third. What Dragonite Crip say? I'm ranked A for Asian. Yeah, because your name is George Nguyen and you're a fucking academic stan. That's why you're Asian.
Bro, why did someone in my chat tell me that?
Bro, because he got exposed. The chat wizard, grand N-word chat wizard, or whatever his name is, the academics like super page that talks to Drake.
Yeah. Grand Wizard, Dragonite's Grand Wizard, right?
Yeah, got a video leaked of like their text message or DM, and it was like, "Hey, I run this page, Dragonite Crip, like on YouTube." And
no
it was like,
way.
It was a DM of the chat wizard, and Dragonite Crip said it's not real, but it's like, why did he lie? It's fake Moose, the guy who made the post in Kyle's chat. So they just made that up. It's just all fake. He said he bought the screenshots. You can do that, bro. Somebody that hacked somebody recently, they were like, after they hacked them and like post a bunch of DMs that they had, they like posted I could fake screenshots and make it say anything, like hit me up. I was like, but I still believe it. I'm gonna believe it that Dragonite Crip is absolutely George Nguyen.
That's funny as fuck. Someone in my chat told me that, and I was like, no way.
But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and go with the D. Needs work. Tayef doesn't really pod a lot, and when he does, he's cool. You know what I'm saying? Laid back, chill, gives some good takes, gives some funny takes. I like how he's MAGA. That's pretty funny. Like I fuck with Tayef, but if I'm just being like objective, outside looking in, Tayef's got to be in the D tier. Kenny, I'm drunk as fuck. Why are you telling Kenny like you want some freaky shit? Let's rank my boy Pot Lord. What do you think of Pot Lord, Kenny? D Mike on Reconnected, Lord? Disconnected, does his own streams, be at the desk drinking, talking shit with the chat.
It's cool, but I wouldn't like he could be like entertaining, but I probably wouldn't say that he's a good potter. I'd probably put him at like D or I wouldn't put him at F. Sometimes he could go F when he's being like annoying, but like usually D probably. Either D or F probably.
And I know me and Pot Lord don't see eye to eye at the moment, but I'm not factoring that in. I promise you, I'm just gonna evaluate him as a podcaster. So D Mike on Reconnected, Disconnected, that's gonna bring you down a tier because that's not the highest level of podcasting. I would say you were after Yuri in the Mike selection, so and Yuri's an F. So that kind of puts that into perspective already. His solo streams are cool. Yeah, his solo streams are cool. He's funny at times. He could be entertaining. Him reacting to shit because funny. He has funny reactions. Podcasting wise, what is he adding? Like, hey, yo, pause. What the fuck? Oh, no, you gay. Other than
Yeah,
that,
it's like
he's like, I'm going to Sweden next week. I'm going to miss the pod. Those are like the two kind of things you could expect from him on a pod.
I put him at F for potting. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, we're going to put him at F, but I would rather have him on a pod than 6, Ace Boy, Trey, or Kelvin. So I'm going to put him right behind Yuri. Actually,
He's behind Bell.
Yeah, I'm gonna put him past Yuri. You're right. He's F, but he's not as bad as Yuri. Even though Yuri was a higher ranked Mike than him on the pod, so we might have to keep Yuri where he is, because he was the C Mike and he was the D Mike, which means Yuri was superior in podcasting on that podcast, and that was their main one that got the most views. And Potlord never got paid for any podcast he did at No Jumper, which I thought was weird when he was trying to make fun of like me, like not making a lot of money at No Jumper. It's like, you didn't get paid. You did charity work. Like, what are you talking about? Why are you even bringing that up? Like, you have no room to talk. But shout out to
Charity work is
Potlord.
crazy.
I don't got no real issue with him, but that I just thought that I'd just be shooting jokes and everybody's like, they can talk shit and shoot jokes, and then Moose shoots one back, and then it's like, whoa, like what the fuck? Like, you want a beef? It's like, I thought we were just talking shit. Jesus, damn, sensitive. Let's rank my boy Flacco. Flacco, what do you think Flacco's ranked as? We are being brutally honest. We got more D's and F's than anything. What you think of Flacco as a podcaster?
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm probably gonna put Flacco at A Mike. I haven't seen him be as successful. Like, I haven't seen him do too crazy of him leading like a podcast, like that many people watching like a pod. But he's really good at having conversation on camera, and he's very sharp and intellectual, I feel like.
The stutter fucks it up a bit. The stutter does fuck it up because it takes him a long time to get sentences out at times. I'm not trying to be like funny or nothing, but it really just does fuck up the communication at times. So that's gonna knock him down a peg.
I've been watching his videos too much. Like, he don't.
Yeah, he edits that shit out. He edits all that shit out. But on podcasts, like with him and T-Rail, they don't pull a lot of views, even though they're both like technically big dogs. You know what I'm saying? Like, Flacco does great views on his own videos. T-Rail does decent videos on Back on Fig, but then they link up and they do pretty dog shit views on the Rap Daily.
He makes good content.
Yeah, he makes good content, but that's not podcasting, baby.
Yeah,
he's the best. He's probably the best content creator on here, damn near, or definitely in the S tier of content creators, because he's very successful. Podcast wise, he can't communicate very well because of the stuttering. It fucks up the conversation a lot, so that's gonna drop him down. He's not as funny or entertaining as Duno. He does come with good narratives. He does come with good narratives. He's informed on topics. He knows like details. He does his research, even if it's bullshit research. He does the research. He has the details.
Put him on C.
Is he a better podcaster than Suspect?
Yes, he is, but I'd probably put him in the same range of Duno and Keem. Really, if I had to compare him.
But we're comparing. I feel like that's adding in his solo channel, because no way he's on the same podcast level as Duno. Like Duno and Jakarta. Like, what pod has Flacco done that could even light a candle to Jakarta and Duno? And Duno's the A Mike.
Damn, I'm like really trying to think about it. I think
he's on the Monday show with Gina, Suspect, Lush. He's been on the Tuesday show a bunch of times. He's done group panels. He likes to give hot takes, Sharp. Though. He does give hot takes.
He gives hot takes for people to talk about. Even, bro, honestly, like when
Flacco a B, you guys? Flacco might be a solid podcaster. No, he's not better than Almighty. Flacco gives boring takes. Flacco and Doe got the same build. Flacco is at least B, but I'd say he's an A. I feel like Flacco could be a low B, but he could also be a high C. Because I don't think
He's
Flacco's on
competent.
the same tier as Trev. No disrespect to Trev, but I think Flacco is a better podcaster than Trev for sure. And I think he tries a lot harder to podcast than Trev and Almighty. Okay, he's going to be a high C, though. He'll be in front of them, but a high C. Because the stuttering fucks it up. He pushes a lot of kind of like, I don't want to say misinformation, but just kind of like salacious stories that sometimes aren't true. That's not the best podcast and etiquette, I would say. Like clip chasing a little bit, but I mean, we all
It's
do
not the
it.
best podcasting etiquette in terms of like you being on the podcast because you have to deal with it. But for people that are watching it, I feel like
It's
that's
entertaining.
pretty entertaining.
Trev over Flacco. Trev's definitely, I would enjoy communicating with Trev a lot more, and I do. Moose taking a point for the stutter. That is pretty funny. I'm sorry. What up, Moose? Glaze time. You are a good asset to No Jumper. Let's go. Glaze time. Shout out to all the viewers in the chat, the 56 viewers. If you're in here and you haven't liked the stream, subscribe. Do some good stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's free. Who cares? You know what I mean? But yeah, let's keep it moving. I think that's fair. Flacco's a high C. I think he could be B, but we see when he potted with DeJean, it didn't pull very much views. When he pods with T-Rail, it doesn't pull very much views. I think if he came back to No Jumper, that'd be the most amount of views he'd get on a podcast. And supposedly there's going to be some type of reunion at some point this year, supposedly. That's what I heard, but you never know. Maybe we'll see Flacco at the live show. You never know. I don't know. I don't know how this shit works. I really don't. Let's go ahead and pull I want to save. We're supposed to save the A mics for the end, but we already ranked fucking MacWap. But we'll save a lot of the A mics for the end. Let's go with my boy Ricky. What do you think of Ricky so far at No Jumper? He's been there about 8-9 months. What do you think of Ricky? Shout out to Rio for the subscription. Everybody subscribe, please, if y'all haven't. We trying to get to.
I think Ricky gets a lot
something.
of unfair hate. Honestly, I feel like Ricky gets a lot of unfair hate. If I had to put Ricky in a tier here, I'd probably put him at definitely no higher than a C, but probably I'd put him in front of Trevor. Yeah, I'd put him in front of Trevor behind behind Suspect.
Behind Flacco and Suspect, but in front of Trev.
No.
Okay.
I mean, like, sorry. No. Sorry. I meant like
after Trev.
in the middle. After
Flacco.
In between Sus and Trev.
Oh, so yeah, in front of Trev.
Yes. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, we have semantics, but yeah.
Damn, is Ricky a better potter than Trev? Trev's became a pretty good potter. But Ricky, what do you think? They said, imagine if Doughboy and Flacco stood on the second floor together, the floor would collapse. LOL. Damn. Moose, you've been killing it. Thank you. Love you. That's Doughboy's alt. A+ said C. What'd y'all say? Wait, we've never seen Doughboy and Flacco at the same time, same place at the same time. We definitely haven't. Keem said F. Keem the drunk said F. Russ Payne Clip said D-. No Snooze says Ricky is a B. Scarred Soul said F. Visionary Star said D. Dragon Eye Crip said can't stand Ricky, but I'll put him at A because he always has something to say, even though he's gonna get clowned. How does that make him an A? Visionary Star, hell no. Scar Soul said Ricky got bullied off the Tuesday show for a reason. He's F. That was a mistake by Ricky. Him for sure.
ahead,
Ricky, like they said, I think Adam was like, yo, we're gonna try new people on the Tuesday show, and Ricky was like, okay, for sure. Like I won't show up then. Shout out to Freeway City Rays for the subscription.
That's that real music, man.
That's that real music.
Yeah,
man.
I don't know.
But yeah, then Ricky didn't show back up, and then they kind of just didn't ask him to come back to the Tuesday. But if he just showed up, he might have been on the Tuesday show permanently. So I feel like that was a misstep. What
I
was you
like
about to
Ricky
say?
on
My
the
bad.
Monday show a lot, dude. I like Ricky on the Monday show a lot with
Me
y'all. That was actually very entertaining.
too. He's at his peak form. You guys haven't seen peak Ricky yet because we need him on the Monday show. Fuck the news. Fuck all this other shit. Ricky on the Monday show is gonna be a great addition, bro. We need Ricky. We need Ricky. Moose, Ricky, Lush, and Adam is a great mix. I fuck with Ricky. I love Lush. Yari, I fuck with the 22 stir. You know what it is. Ricky on the Monday show, but I just got to go off. He only has one Monday show and it was good, but Ricky has been on the news for 8 months now, 8, 9 months. How would I review his
Thing is
performance?
like, but that's the thing is like Ricky's always being put in a situation where it's like the dynamic of who he's talking to is always changing. I feel like if Ricky's in that mode where he has those consistent co-hosts, he could flourish a lot more.
I think I agree with that for sure. He's definitely been with a bunch of different casts. He had a good thing going with Munchie. I felt like Suspect was on his helmet pretty bad about him kind of not being cultured or whatever they felt. You know what I'm saying? Ricky always rushing the topics like Tay. Ricky definitely can rush a topic here and there, but Ricky's definitely new to this. You know, I feel like this wasn't on his bingo card to be a no jumper host. It kind of just fell in his lap. He wanted to show up to the competition, got it cracking, won, and now he's here, thrown in the mix, thrown into the lion's den, as you could say. And I think he's handled it pretty well with all the hate that he gets. With that being said, is he a better potter than Trev? Do I enjoy potting with Ricky or Trevor more? I would say Ricky. Do I enjoy potting with Sus or Ricky more? I probably would say Ricky, but Ricky is not a better podcaster than Almighty in terms of what he brings to the pod, knowledge base, energy, crazy moments, the no jumper esque shit, which I don't have either. So I'm not knocking him, but I think he's over Trev, but he's still like around a C minus.
Yeah, no, well that's why I said put him in between Sus and Trevor because I think that would be the best placement in
I
terms
think that's
of
fair. Yeah, that's where I put him.
yeah.
That's the best one for sure. Let's get the ladies out the way. Let's go with Tam. Where would you rank Tam? There was a clip today of me kind of going in on Tam, and I didn't want to do that. It's just
I
sometimes.
saw that. I didn't see the video, but because I was like driving and I like didn't click on it because something
My
distracted me.
bad,
But
Tam. Like I really don't like going hard on women and like going in or just like talking bad like their ass. But I mean, Tam's had no problem speaking on me on the Dijon podcast, not in the greatest light. I remember when she was getting criticized for the comments she made when I said she kind of sounded ungrateful. She was saying I was kind of dick riding. I was fanned out. Oh, I'm not even on the platform like that. Like I don't know what it's like. And this is when I was just popping up on the news here and there. So I'm like, damn, okay. I just was kind of jokingly like, damn, Tam, like you sounded, did Tam sound ungrateful to y'all? Because it's kind of sounded like that to me. I could have misconstrued the situation, but once she started,
oh, dude, the mic is bugged. Yo, the mic, the audio's bugged. Yo, what's going on? Yo, the audio's fucking cooked. Just unplug your mic and plug it back in again. Yo, I'm talking to AI, guys. Yo, Moose turned into an AI. Oh my god, Moose turned into a fucking AI, bro. I was like, what happened?
what about now? Did that fix it? Did that fix it? Hello, hello. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? You hear me? You hear me? Kenny, you hear me?
I can hear you on the thing, but I can't hear you on Discord.
Oh, okay. It's probably not.
I can hear you on the chat, but I can't hear you on Discord.
What about now? What
Oh,
about
and I
now?
can
You
hear
hear
you.
me? You hear
Yeah,
me?
dude. I thought, dude, you turned into an AI, bro. It was
What the
crazy.
fuck? What the
It
fuck?
sounded like, yeah, it did sound like an airplane was fucking crashing.
That was my real. What the fuck? Why is it? Is it too loud, y'all? Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Is it normal? Is it
I
normal
was
now?
unplugging my shit, thinking my shit fucked up. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? It just sounded like the death whistle, bro.
Is it
Oh
good
my
now?
goodness,
Is it good now?
it's
Do I
good.
sound normal? Okay,
Maybe
okay.
put your gain up a little, or let me see. Actually, talk.
Yo. It's your boy
Oh yeah, yeah,
MooseMan.
yeah. You good, you good, you good, you good,
All
you
right,
good.
yeah, but I was just saying, yeah, I wasn't trying to go in on Tim. She's been sending kind of slick shots at me for a while. I don't say nothing, but then Lush went on a glaze-a-thon. Like, can't we all agree that Tam was just so great over here and she just couldn't flourish because of all? And I was just like, I don't agree, honestly. I think that it was pretty mid when she was at No Jumper. She kind of had pretty lukewarm takes, pretty normie takes, and I didn't think it was like. I get that, we be nice to ladies, but I didn't get all the, she was cool, but it's not like she was giving like super even in-depth takes on the subjects that were like kind of more her type of steez. It's like I think Gina's better, you know what I'm saying? I think there's a bunch of female hosts. I think even Jaleese is more entertaining. So if I
My only
had
problem
I'm gonna say
with
D. I'm gonna say D. She's better than Stat.
D, my
She's not
problem
she's
with
not better than
Tam,
Heather. So I'm gonna put her right there in front of Stat.
my problem with Tam is that she gives very lukewarm takes.
That's what I'm saying. It's just like very just like, oh, like you're trying to be in the industry as takes, and like we can't have that as a
Yeah.
podcaster. You know what I mean? Like I'm not saying burn all the bridges, but I'm just saying like but it's like you give lukewarm takes, but then she would go to Dijon and like speak hella freely. It's like talk like how you talk on Dijon on No Jumper, and I would have probably liked Sam a lot more. But she would like talk the shit on Dijon, but then be all like PC on No Jumper. I didn't get that.
The environment is probably more comfortable for her to be like that with Dijon than like at No Jumper. But either way, I think that Tam is a good podcaster in terms of not doing too like not being annoying on the mic and being a likable girl in an audience that usually is very like it's very hard. It's very rare for the No Jumper audience to I feel like see a female co-host and
Yeah, and
not just
like
completely
them.
disrespect her or
Facts.
yeah, sure that, but not just completely disrespect her. So I think that that can add some points to Tam's to where she's at, but it's just the lukewarm takes that just kind of makes it feel like it's not really adding too much. Does that make sense?
No, I get that. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's kind of just like if you removed her, would you lose a bunch from the pod? Not really. Not on No Jumper news and shit that she was on. Like, I just, but she wasn't bad. She wasn't super annoying. None of that. So yeah, I'll give her better than Heather because Heather could be annoying and kind of fuck up pods at times, and Tam never had that. I would say Tam never fucked up the vibe, but she just wasn't really adding to it a ton. Now somebody that's good at fucking up the vibes. What do you think of Jaleese? Where do you think Jaleese should go? She has the entertainment factor.
Elise
She's got
is
the crash out
so
moments. What do you think?
she's very entertaining, but I'd probably put her podcasting skills at like D. Just because it feels like all the times where I feel like she's been lit, it's been a situation where it's a very incendiary or controversial or very like a very crazy topic. Like for example, like the skinny from the 90s shit. Like we don't hear her have takes about rap or whatever. We usually just hear her talks about who she beefs it with or just completely crash out.
That's true. O2 Greedy also said, weak ass list, all personal opinions, not pod facts. What would be a pod fact that you speak of? Like, what would be the change that you would make right now? Give me one change that you'd make to this list that would make, that's your pod factual choice. Give me one, please, so I could know what you're talking about. Jalise sucks at potting when it's not about her. She can't pod without getting drunk. House phone is a B. Dick Back Records. That's crazy. Shout out to Doughboy, Dick Back Records. But yeah, Jaleese, I would say, is she an F? It's either she's an F or a D. Is Jaleese? I can't stand Jaleese on podcasts, but I'm trying to remove that and look at it objectively.
But I'll
that
still watch though.
she's entertaining. Yes, definitely
That's
entertaining
the thing.
for a period of time. I'm not watching her for 2 hours. Like I can't. I just absolutely can't. Is she better than Kelvin? Obviously, more entertaining than Six and Trey. Is she more entertaining than Potlord and Yuri?
She's I don't know. She's a little bit more entertaining than Vel because Vel's cool, but Jalise just has those crazy ass moments where you just don't want to like. You just can't stop watching. What's gonna happen.
You know, I'm gonna give her. Just because she has that, I'm gonna give her needs work, and she's after Heather because Heather fucks up the vibe, but Jalise fucks up the vibe way more. But I would say Jalise has way more star qualities than Stet. Stet is pretty, bottom tier podcaster.
I'll
Jalise
be
is
right
an
back.
F. All right, I'll put her at the front of F then. But I really don't. I'd rather no. I would rather pod with Stet than before Jalise. But Jalise has the crash out moments, so she's in front of Vale. This list is bullshit. Where should it be then? I think if she stays off the liquor and gang politics and a little more on topics, yeah, I think she has potential. But we just gotta base it off what we know currently, and she be on bullshit. Let's rank my boy Smack. What do you think of Smack? I did some work for back on Fig. I was doing timestamps. I met Smack at the end of the day at No Jumper, and he acted like I was a fucking ghost when I met him. Yuri is not an F. Yuri's not an F podcaster. Where should Yuri be as a podcaster? Smack, more entertaining, funnier than Stet. Not a better conversationalist than Stet.
Smack is probably like a D or D or C. Like I would say like high D low C.
Do you like Stet or Doughboy more on a pod? That's what we have to
I
decide.
don't even know. Like I don't. No disrespect, bro. I don't even really know who Stet is, bro. Like I'm gonna say Doughboy.
No. I said,
So
my bad. Smack or Doughboy? Who do you
oh,
like
who would I
more?
rather watch? Probably Doughboy, just because I feel like Smack's just gonna find a way to like glaze Kendrick.
But that's a bias. We gotta look at it unbiasedly.
No. Like, okay, I know. Yes, yes. Whatever. I like the Drake album. Cool.
They're
Just
saying they'd rather
objectively,
watch Doughboy. They're saying that's
yeah.
chat saying Dragonite Crip said he'd rather watch Doughboy over Smack. I don't like how
I would rather
Smack
watch
fucking
Doughboy.
like snarls into the mic and like fucking coughs up loogies into the mic. I can't stand that shit.
He has some good like one like little lines
No,
that he'll
he's
say
funny
out
as
of nowhere. You know
fuck
what I
for
mean?
sure. Yeah. And he's definitely more entertaining and funny than all these people on a podcast. I'd rather watch Smack than anyone that's past him. Anyone in front of
Yo,
him, I'd probably rather watch
people
them.
people love Smack though when he first got on at the end of the day though.
Yeah, he's
Like
became really
love Smack.
fucking a little burnt out with his image with the people. Y'all crazy. Yuri deserves more respect as a podcaster on as a C mic on Disconnected. He deserves more fucking respect.
He's
Uh
good at his streams, bro, but that's not potting, dude.
Horrible etiquette and takes, just a stupid shit that's funny. Yeah, I'm gonna put him. Yeah, Doughboy's in front of him because Doughboy could provide more substance to the pod. He just hasn't been doing that a ton. He's kind of just been the lolcow, but he's more. He's able to have more conversations than Smack, I would say. You know what I'm saying? His range, even if he's going to give a normie take, it's going to be way better than Smack's range of topics that he can pick from and speak confidently about. Yuri
I agree.
lame AF, he's soft as fuck. Damn, I'm trying to beat his ass. Let's get Kyle. Where do you rank Kyle as a podcaster? Small sample size. Just seen him on
I
No
mean, it's
Jumper a
too.
few times. He's been in the host competition. What do you think? I don't know why I
I mean, it's
added
too
him.
early to tell, but like, I would probably put him at like.
They're saying S.
I just don't. I don't think I've seen him pod like that. Like I've seen him. Actually, you know what? When he came on here and he was like, he was talking to you. I thought it was
Going
pretty
crazy.
entertaining, and
Yeah,
he didn't
he's a
really
crash
like.
out. He be turning that.
But he'll like go up and like do it for real. So I don't know. That's pretty entertaining. So I probably
Yeah,
put him at
he'll
C.
go up. He'll go crazy. But he's not more funny and entertaining than Smack, right? Or Doughboy.
Uh, I mean, he is funnier than Doughboy as
He
first as
is.
seen in the craziest mark out ever. He is funnier than Doughboy, I think, just because he got. I mean, dude, they were literally in a situation where Doughboy had to roast him back and he couldn't do anything.
Everyone is better than Doughboy. Then is Smack better than Doughboy too? Because Smack
No, I
was
don't think
way
so.
more liked at the beginning of Back on Fig. Even if he's fell off now, we're taking into account all of Smack's career.
Yo, why does everyone fucking hate Doughboy so much?
I think I'm gonna go with Smack because Smack's never been as hated as Doughboy has been. So I think I'm gonna
Like,
take
bro,
Smack over
Doughboy's
him.
cool,
I'm
bro.
taking
I'm
Smack
so.
over Kyle.
I just think it's funny, bro. Like, why does everyone hate Doughboy? It's funny because like off camera he's so cool, but like on camera shit, like I don't know why people. I mean, I can see why people think he's like unsufferable, but he's really cool, bro. So I
Yeah,
don't know, just
Smack does be like sleeping and eating on the pod. Damn, but Smack is a goat on the podcasting game. I don't want to put him too low. Because
but
you
he
gotta
fell
get,
off.
he has a bit of the Duno factor where it's like, yeah, he's not versed in topics like crazy, but like the funniness and just the rawness is kind of like what makes him him, and he should get credit for adding that to the podcast. But as a podcaster, no, Kyle's been pretty good at giving takes. I don't think they're groundbreaking. I would rather pod with Doughboy over Kyle. I would say in terms of Kyle, Doughboy's gonna make me laugh. Kyle's gonna make me laugh too, but Doughboy makes me laugh in a different way.
Doughboy makes you laugh because you just do some shit and you be like, "Why are you doing that, bro?"
Yeah, I know. Smack over Kyle was crazy. Smacks, yeah, in front of Tiny, TF, Tam, Heather, Stet, but Kyle as a podcaster communicator is better than Smack. Doughboy, I think just why am I ranking Doughboy over Kyle? Bigger sample size. I mean, whether you hate him, he did garner a large reaction. It's not like he's forgettable. Like nobody's gonna forget the Doughboy era. This has been crazy. Why is he over Kyle? Put something
Over
under
who?
F
Wait,
tier and
Kyle
make
over
it for
Doughboy?
Doughboy only. That's crazy.
That's what made me
I
laugh.
think I'm gonna leave him right there. I like Doughboy on the Monday show. He's gonna get better. He just needs some work. Kyle needs work to just not be so drunk and erratic sometimes, and he could
100%.
even out and
That's
find a
crazy.
little, middle ground. Isaiah Karaji
That's that real music,
Kariaga, my bad. Shout out to you for the subscription. Appreciate you. Love you. Let's go ahead and go to Free the Guy, Brick Baby. Brick Baby, No Jumper GOAT, probably one of the best, most liked hosts of No Jumper history. Currently sitting down in a 60s Rico
Brick Baby's a solid
on
A.
weapons charges. Brick Baby, crazy stories. Hood dude that could make gay jokes. Hood dude that could make joke with the white boys. Hood dude that could kind of like, you know what I'm saying, say I have more skulls than squabbles.
Okay,
Brick.
wait, question. Do you have to be a good A mic to be S tier?
No,
Because
I guess
I don't
let me
think
just take that one out, and we'll just put A, S, A, and B, and we'll just because they don't have to be A tier, but they could be a fucking A or S tier B mic, like how Brick was with Adam.
exactly, yeah. Because I was gonna say Brick is probably
He was like a C
S
tier,
tier.
and he was C mic because it was Adam Lush Brick. I feel
I would
like.
put him at A because I like Brick. Does Brick have any of his like? Did he have any of his own shows where he was like leading the show?
Yeah, he had No Statements. Was that Brick show, you guys? Was that what it was called?
That
No
was a
Statements.
crazy show, bro.
DW was on there. I
I
think
remember
that's
that
when
shit.
NAP gate happened. I think was on No Statements. Um I forget what
It was
happened.
good, but it was very
It was
street. Like it
good, but
wasn't a
yeah, it
very
was
like.
street. It wasn't very organized. It was pretty crazy. He was high as hell on that show.
But it was
Yeah,
fire though. Like people
Brick's
liked it,
own
but it
pod
wasn't
was
organized.
ass. S, he cried on camera wearing a Mickey Mouse hat. That was amazing. We've had over 100 hours of Doughboy content already with a 24-hour stream. He's not good. Damn. If you're going by funniness, now the whole list changes. You get credit for funniness, but that can't be all you got. If you're just funny, but you're not a good conversationalist, it's the same as like being Jalise and having the viral factor, but not being a good conversationalist and like other. You know what I'm saying? Like we got to grade them on every section, like it's a report card. Like I'm Dejan
Because
Paul doing the
before on this
rap
list,
report card.
before on this list, I was under the impression that it was gonna be like who can lead a show because the A had like good or something but not good A mic, right? Like that. So now I'm thinking, who is on here that's like not an A mic, but is a pretty good podcaster as a
Blasey.
B or C mic?
Blasey.
I would say Blasie's pretty. Yeah, I would say Blasie's pretty cool. I mean, we can move on
Blasie's
to
a
the
really
next
good
one, probably.
podcaster, and he's the B mic because House Phone's always been A. I would say, yeah, he's probably the best B mic other than Lush. Yeah, I would say other than
Because
Lush, he's the best B mic.
if this is like who's the best at podcasting or who's like the most loved at No Jumper, like the most legendary, like then it's like then that's a completely other
No,
difference.
that's like
too.
we're factoring that in. You know what I'm saying? Like we're factoring everything in. So it's like Brick was loved. Was he a good conversationalist at times? Was he fried and barely able to speak at other times? Yes. You know what I'm saying? Like we're taking everything into account. Was he funny as fuck? Was he saying I'll put Kill Squad in the streets and having veins popping out of his forehead at other moments? Yes. All of these things are true. Yes. And we're
You got
factoring
the
it all in.
sharpest picture of Sharp. You got the sharpest picture of Sharp.
I had to, man. I had to. And that's a old pick of Lush with the shark teeth too. But yeah, so I think Brick deserves A at least. I think there's a world where he can be S. What do you guys think? He's an A. Brick is S at the very least. He's
Brick
A.
is solid A.
I think
solid
he's a
A.
solid A. I think he's at the top of A. I think Brick is at the top of A. He has lore. He's cool with Young Thug and Lil Durk and shit. Like he's like fucking had a rap career, you know what I'm saying, in Atlanta with a bunch of dudes. He's fucking a 60s member. He's like fucking beefing with the gang members on a weekly basis. He has crazy stories. He's getting locked up. He's beefing with people that are pulling up to no jump. He's an A. I mean, I'm
The
putting
only
Brick
thing
at S.
stopping him
Brick
from
Brick is an S. Brick
the
is
only
more
thing that's stopping
entertaining
him-
than MacWap.
but the only thing that's stopping him from being an S is that MacWap has his own shit that he can run by himself and like it's like popping. Brick Baby had the No Statement show, and Brick Baby is definitely legendary, but he doesn't have his own show that he ran that is like self-sustaining. That you know
No
what I'm trying to say?
Statements was too ass to be an S. No, you're right. Yeah, Kenny's right. When he had his own show and drove the ship, it was cool, but it wasn't. It wasn't great.
Brick at his best.
It wasn't
Brick at his
Apollo.
best.
It wasn't the No Jumper show. It wasn't Back on Fig at its peak. It wasn't, you know what I'm saying, any of that. So yeah, A. I think A is fair. I feel like maybe like unless you're an A, like you can't be an S unless you're an A mic. I think that's a fair rule. Or like on some platform you're the
You
A
have to-
mic and
yeah.
pushing and driving shit. Brick with Adam is S tier. That's what I'm saying. Like as a tandem, if we're grading combos, that would be a nice little list too. Like a 1-2 punch, like Adam and Whack versus Adam and Brick versus Adam and Lush versus Blasey and House Phone versus T-Rel and AD. We could put together some nasty combos. I'm not gonna lie, that would be a good list too. But let's go and get some of before we get to the main dudes. Let's go with the Rios is still up here. You've been seeing Rios. Rios has been popping out. He's been doing his thing. He's got a bunch of shows. I feel like he has like a morning show. He has the Syndicate. He was just on Apollo, popping it. What you think of Rios? Have you seen his content?
I've seen a bit of his content, but it was always like in Community or Ace Boy, like the Ace Boy world or whatever. So I never really got to see him.
Yeah, he's really
I know
way
he's on
more
there
in his
now,
bag
but-
now. Yeah, he's like
Okay.
mature, like dad vibes for sure, but like cool and funny too. And
I'll have to check it out
knowledgeable.
then.
Rios is one of the best potters, but he's just like early in the pod game. But he runs all his
Yeah,
own
check it out.
shit. Everything that he's on, it seems like it's like his studio they're shooting in. Rios is a good podcaster. I would say he's probably a better podcaster than Trev and Ricky and Almighty and Flacco, but I don't think I've seen him put enough numbers on the board, or like he has the conversationalist box checked, he has the knowledgeable box checked, he has the, but he doesn't have like the crazy energy box checked, he doesn't have the numbers on the board box checked. But he is a good Potter. B
I would probably.
minus.
I mean, yeah. I don't know. I don't know too much about him to give a take. But from what you guys are saying and for what the chat's saying, seems like he's a pretty fair choice.
I think Rios. I would rather pod with Rios, and I think Rios is a better podcaster, communicator than Flacco. But I don't think he's funnier than Duno. He's not putting up numbers like Duno does. He doesn't have narratives like Keem. You know, saying I think Keem's funnier than Rios. Flacco is just the stutter, fucks it up. That's why he's not ranked higher. And then him and T-Rail do the pod. That doesn't do very good numbers. The Monday show was never super great with him on it. You know, Flacco as a podcaster, Flacco as a content creator, S tier out of the No Jumper universe, 100%.
Facts.
We're talking podcasting. Yeah, so I'll put Rios at B. He's behind. And I'm putting Duno ahead of Keem again. I changed my mind. I think Duno, that Jakarta pod is really good. And I don't run. I shout out to Trev and Keem. I check out their clips. I watch some of their pods. Well, when Duno and Jakarta drop, I click that shit every time and at least watch like 20 minutes of it and laugh at least a few things. So the entertainment factor, the putting numbers on the board, they're selling out shows for their pod. That's podding. That's the definition of podding. You're selling out live shows and you're podcasting. Like, that's a successful podder. That's a good podcaster. He does something right. You know what I mean? That's all off potential. None of his own pods are that good or do numbers. That's true. That's what I'm saying. Rios is probably, I would say he's more into podcasting than Almighty, but he doesn't put up the numbers. Flacco puts up more numbers than Rios. You're right. Rios deserves to be in C. He hasn't put up the number. He hasn't shown it. He's showing proof. He's kind of like me. Like, I'm showing a glimpse of greatness, but I ain't putting no numbers on the board yet. So I got to factor that in even when I rank myself. You know what I mean? But let's go ahead and go with my boy Pooh. Pooh, I feel like has been progressing as a podcaster. I know he gets a lot of hate on No Jumper, but he has been getting better. I feel like as he's been sitting down more, he's coming from the big Brother world. He's coming from the reality TV world, which is a lot different. So yeah, what do you think of Pooh, you guys?
I fuck with Pooh. I would probably put him at a C or B. Honestly, like C or B, just because I think Pooh, whenever he like gives a take, fuck, how am I gonna say this? I feel like Pooh is very, what's the word? He has a lot of conviction in his takes. So I don't know, bro.
He stands on business. He for sure stands on business. He definitely stands on business. I know sometimes he could kind of like state the obvious at times, but he's getting better at that. He's giving more nuanced takes. He's coming from different angles. Sometimes he does the thing where it's like, you can't tell street dudes how to act. And it's like, well, that's why we're on the podcast, is kind of to do that a little bit, at least. You know what I mean? Is to weigh in and give our opinion.
I just don't see anything that I don't really like about Pooh, but nothing also that I necessarily am like, oh, this is like super dope. You know what I mean? It's just kind of.
Yeah, I think Pooh is better than Tam. He's more talkative than TF. But there's no way Pooh's over Smack in terms of Pooh's entertainment factor.
Right next to Tay and Tam.
I think I'm going to put him in front of Tay. I'm putting Pooh in front of Tay, behind Tiny. I think Tiny adds more to the Apollo than like Pooh adds to the news. I'm not dissing Pooh. Like, Tiny's a good potter, you know? That's Apollo's a good show. They put up good numbers. He sure know how to dodge the narratives. Nah, for sure. He definitely knows how to keep a clean slate and not let nobody smut his name. Top of C if that's where you're putting him. The
I
top
want to
of
see Pooh
C,
at a
Pooh.
show.
You think Pooh is a better podcaster than Flacco and Rios?
I just think Pooh's in the same boat as Ricky, where it's like, what, like, we're not seeing him with a consistent group of people that he could get comfortable with and like have the same dynamic over a period of time in a show. We keep seeing them with like all the news people, and I just think it's kind of hard to judge because you don't have that consistency with a certain group that we can judge you based off of.
Okay, so Pooh can, and I've seen Pooh like be on his leading the news and leading conversations, like AJ Carson just said. So I think he does that more than Tiny does. He does that more than he does. He does that more than Kyle does, but Kyle has the funny factor and the kind of spontaneous factor that I think might put him in front of Pooh. He hasn't proven himself. It's an F. Yeah, I can't with good heart. I think we're gonna leave him where he's putting in a much work as like TF and Tam and Stet and shit
F is
has.
hating.
I think this is a good spot. He needs work. He's early in his pod career. He's shown a lot of potential, but we're just basing off what we know, and it's just like once or twice a week on the news. Those are like most of the pods that he does, and then he does other YouTube type shit, workout shit. Yeah, Ricky does it more on shows for sure. So I'm gonna say Pooh's right here after Tiny. I think Pooh's right there. That dude on the No Jumper Host Challenge was cooking Pooh, LOL. I remember that. I didn't see what he said, but I think Pooh said something first and then he got to cooking. Hell no, Pooh's from Jersey. Her seat is like Timu, New York. Pooh dresses weird. He's a corny suburban dude. Moose, pull your head out, pull your head out, Kenny ass, and finish the list without the glaze. Okay, my bad. All right, yeah, Pooh's right there. I'm giving Pooh right there. Definitely not an F because I think Pooh gets some unnecessary hate. Maybe at the beginning, maybe he kind of like giving the normie takes and not giving super, but he's getting better. Pooh's getting better on my soul. He is. Yeah. Let's go. We got Big Dog, Big Dog, Big Dog, Big Dog. These are all big dogs. I guess we'll go with MooseMan. Where are you ranked MooseMan so far, Kenny? What do you think of this dude, MooseMan?
This guy. So okay, so for you, Moose, I feel like when you first joined No Jumper, you were very combative. Like you were very combative, which I fucked with that. I thought it was very cool. I saw like on the Brandon shit, you definitely held your own. Um I feel like you got flustered at times when this was getting the Mexican jokes out because I was like, oh my god, he's getting cooked, but but you stood your ground there, and you're not afraid. You're not afraid to like actually do shit for content like with Whack. So I think lately you've been more on your chill shit, and
Yeah, I've
honestly,
been
I'm
trying to chill
probably
out.
gonna.
I've been trying to chill.
I think you definitely have good. I mean, you for sure have good A mic energy because you do run the homie, like you did the homie verse, so you can definitely put a show together. I think your potential is definitely you definitely have potential to be S, but since you're just like starting out getting into the mix of shit, I'm probably gonna put you uh probably high C. But I don't know. I
I
would
think
take out
that's
the non
fair.
A mic part
I
of it.
think
I
that's
would take out
fair.
the non A mic.
I think that's fair. I think C tier. I think I'm a better communicator than Flacco. I'm a better conversationalist. I think I come through more informed on topics than a lot of people on this list. When I come into the news and shit, I try to
You're
research.
definitely on the
Not
right end of the bell curve. So yeah.
okay. Then we're gonna move Sus up. So it's Sus in front of me, and then I'm behind Sus. Is that fair? What do you guys think of that? What do you think of that
Pause.
right there? And that first 24-hour stream, the one that was lost, you held it down the longest and probably were the funniest during that event. Munchie definitely held down the first 12 hours, but the second 12 hours, I was rocking. I was rocking it for sure. I'm rooting for you, Moose, but personally, I don't like plays. The whack thing, no bueno. However, so far you navigate well. Thank you, guys. Moose needs work. We're gonna pull some parts at the pick apart and build you up, gang. Dude, sus fucking sucks. Stop glazing because you guys are friends with him. Sus fucking sucks. All right, I'm gonna put him back behind Rios, and I'll take the top C spot. I think.
Why are you letting your chat bully you into changing your opinion?
But because it's just like I get it. Like Sus does come through like not very informed. Sometimes he's combative, but also doesn't like convey his point the best, or will just repeat his point a bunch. Can be
Actually,
you know what I'm saying. So it's like
looking at this placement,
yeah.
it makes more sense.
Below Sus, above Ricky is justified. Take Trey out of F. Where should Trey be? Like, if anything, he'll be a D, like at the end of D. Trey's not a better podcaster than Stetson. I'll tell you that much. I'll tell you that much for sure. I'll put him in front of like Vel, but he's not even in front of Jaleese because she at least gets it popping. I'm gonna
These
go right
last
here.
ones are hard.
I think I could definitely I could definitely get in the B tier soon, but I just got to put more numbers on my own board. I got to get my own platform pop in. But the Monday show we do, let's check what the last Monday show did. What did the last Monday show do? The last two have done pretty good. I think the Monday show on No Jumper is gonna be better than the Tuesday show by the end of this year. We're gonna be doing more numbers than them. Mark my words, brother man. Let me go to this shit. Sorry, y'all. I'm just trying to see the lives. We got 53K. 53K. You know what I'm saying? I'm on a pod that gets 53K. That's not bad, you guys. That's not bad at all. I can't see
Over
how much.
500,000.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad, you guys. So we're putting numbers on the board, but I need to put more numbers on my board on my channel. You've been quick with the jokes recently. I've been trying to make more jokes recently and not be so fucking like serious all the time because that's not how I am in real life. So I've just been getting more comfortable on cam, just being retarded pretty much because that's how I am in real life. Kenny can attest to that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you're pretty retarded.
So I know I'd be on my politics shit, but it's like really I don't want to fucking talk about that shit all the time. It gets kind of boring.
I've noticed that. That's actually so funny you said that because I've noticed, like, I'll say something to like see if I can trigger you into like a political discussion, and you don't take the bait anymore. So
yeah,
like,
bro, I've been you gotta just imagine how many fucking conversations I've been in lately about politics and bullshit. Sometimes I'm just like I'm so fried, like I don't care. Like today Juice was like about to go on a rant. He was like, Kamala was like letting women that were 9 months pregnant kill their babies, and I was just like, you know what, you're right, bro. I don't care today. Like in the pod, bro.
Bro, I would smoke Juice Unlocked in a debate when it comes to I could be on like the left side and he could do his MAGA shit. Dude, I would cook him, bro.
Yeah,
it just sounds
shout
like
out to
he just has all
Juice.
these.
Yeah, he
Shout out
does
to Juice, bro.
the typical talking points. It's just not even.
I'll debate you though.
It's not even fun, honestly. Shout out to Juice, but the politics with him it's not even entertaining. You have potential, Moose. Best case scenario, you blow up. Worst case scenario, you become lush. I mean, that's not too bad. Moose might be rookie of the year. With everybody quitting, I think I definitely got it locked down with how much hate Doughboy's gotten. I mean, I get a lot of hate too, but I at least been turning it around better than Doughboy, you know? Juice is an idiot. That's why it makes sense. He's MAGA. Gina Views not on the list. I know. I forgot Gina. I'm sorry. Juice fits in with the rest of the MAGA people because they are all dumb AF. Let's go with my boy Spody. What you think of Spody on the pod? Combative, willing to challenge anybody. Sometimes was a little stubborn. Didn't really like to admit when he was wrong.
Some of his takes are just so in bad faith.
Yeah.
But like I get it, but I don't know. Like I like his content a lot, and sometimes he does have good takes. But bro, some of the takes are just like like sensical. Like I don't know. It just feels like cope. Like
B or C, they're saying B or C. I could see him being on the C tier. I mean, he was on the Tuesday show. He was like one of the best components of the Tuesday show. Like, feel like it probably went like who's like the most liked. Like it's between like Lush or Munchie at the top, then Adam, then a Spody, then Aunt Hefe. So he was like, you know what I'm saying, in the third tier.
I would put Spody right behind. I
We
would
like
put Spody
Spody on
right
pods
behind
more than
Ricky.
Doughboy, right? Can we agree that, chat?
I like Dope on the podcast, but maybe I'm just glazing.
I mean, I liked podding with Doughboy, but I like podding with Spody too. It was always funny. But that's my personal opinion. I can't factor that in all the way. You know what I'm saying? Back of the sea.
I think
So
Spody
after
Face needs
Trev,
work, but
okay, he needs
yeah,
work.
I think he needs work. I think he's you know what? Put him above Doughboy.
At the top of needs work.
Oh, I don't
Spody is
know.
least a
I'm
C. If
yeah,
he's a C,
honestly,
he's
Spody's
at
not
the
C.
end of C's. He's at the end of
Yeah,
C's if he's a C.
I agree. He's at the end of C.
All right, end of
China.
C's.
Yo, where's China Mecca?
He made for good moments. I liked him pissing off Adam on a weekly basis. That was entertaining. He's a black Israelite. I'm gonna put him at the end of C. I think that's fair. Let's go with my boy Sharp. What do you think of Sharp as a podcaster?
I think his audience
He had a
would put him at an
high.
S tier. I think his
Yeah,
audience would put him
at
at
his
S tier.
highest, he was fucking killing the game, doing 1 million views per video, going stupid, but he wasn't really podcasting very well. He was doing the kind of Jaleese viral moment thing very well. Sharp is an A, Sharp is an A, Sharp is a
Yeah,
D. Yo, Moose, now is
Sharp
the
is.
perfect time for you to start turning up on Whack with brutally honest critiques about him dividing no jumper. He literally turns you down. J Hood won't fight you. Yeah, I don't want to fight J Hood at all. I do not want that fade.
Bro.
Don't worry. I won't be calling that one out anytime soon. Yeah, with the Whack, it's like I said what I had to say. I feel like I don't want to be preaching to the choir. It's like I feel like I kind of foreshadowed like Moose 1 month ago, 2 months ago, or that was probably less than 2 months ago. Yo, Whack is fucking up no jumper. It seems like, a lot of things are getting divided. Now, a bunch of the hosts just left, and a lot of it was predicated by Whack kind of having a homie press and shit. I don't know.
Wack definitely was, even if he knows it or not, or it was intentional, but definitely he caused the whole split, like intentionally or not.
Yeah. Indirectly, it did have to do with Whack at the end of the day for the most part. Like if he wasn't around, and not saying I don't want Whack around or anything, but if he wasn't around, none of this would have happened for sure.
Well, I saw the show with Adam and Wack, and it seems like it seems like Wack was really trying super hard to like um not take, basically not blame Jay Hood for anything and just not take accountability of like, oh, you shouldn't, do this or that. And then this was like, well, you can't tell me what to do.
Yeah, that's usually how their conversations go. But with Sharp, what do you think of Sharp? Sharp should go, because like podcasting, they would literally talk to him and have meetings with him because they're like, bro, you need to like be better at podcasting. He'd be like, hey, Church, you got to understand, this is just the game, and the game gonna be the game. And he just like wouldn't listen to him. That's what they say. Moose
He's
Stradamus,
probably the type that could.
Shout out to y'all.
He's probably the type to shine when he's the A mic, and when he's not the A mic, he just completely crumbles because he can't handle not being the A mic.
Yeah, he wasn't very good as like a side character on a pod. He couldn't really like speak on a range of topics. He gave pretty like old head takes when he would be in those situations, like on the Tuesday show as a guest or something like that. He was pretty ass. I'm gonna say,
I think
but
he's at the
Sharp,
top at
entertaining, definitely more entertaining than all these folks on podcasts.
I
Funnier
put him at.
moments. His voice is funny. Is he better
He's
than
above Duno.
above Duno?
Yeah, above Duno.
No, bro. There's no way, because he fell off super hard too. He's kind of like the Yuri effect, but he just had a higher high. Like he's falling off
But he still
so
has a
bad.
really solid. He still has a really solid audience that fuck with him and only him.
Let's see Sharp. Let's see how much views he's getting right now. Sharp 1, isn't that his shit? Sharp 1.
Yeah, good for viral clips.
What's his page? Sharp. What's his page called, you guys? Sharp Tank? The Sharp One. Oh, the Sharp One. I mean, he's getting coup views. He's getting 20K here, 11, 17K, 5K, 1.8, 60K. Oh, he's going off on Almighty Suspect though. 4K, 3K, 1.8K, 5K, 4.5K, 4K. It's 2.6K. This isn't good.
Well, I think his viral moments were more. The reason why I put him above Duno is because his viral moments were, I feel like, more valuable to the platform and to the viewer in terms of entertainment than Duno, who is good and can make funny jokes, but like not too many viral moments on the pod. His videos, like his
That's
skits,
true.
are a different story.
That's true. That's true. That's true. That's true. No, that's true because Sharp was good at the beginning and Duno was ass at the beginning. Sharp is ass now. Duno is good now. So that does count for something because they were both good for a certain amount of time and they're both ass for a certain amount of time. Damn, Sharp really should go at B because even though he's fallen off and he's ass now, I can't in good faith put him in front of Duno. Can I?
I think
Are we
if you're
going by
talking
views or
overall,
potting skills? Are we going by views or potting skills? Because Sharp was terrible at potting, but he's
but
bet.
he had an entertaining show. But that's
Yeah,
the
he
thing.
did
But he
have an
was.
entertaining. The Sharp Tank was successful. His fall
But is
off,
that potting
he
then?
says his viral moments because he started getting bullied by women. Yeah, that was a crazy fall off, but that was entertainment though. Even though it was him looking bad as the entertainment, that was still super entertaining. Him getting
Yeah.
exposed, that's still Sharp being the content. So I'm gonna say he's not as good as conversationalist as Keem. He's not as funny and current day garnering views like Duno. And Duno actually can talk about more shit than Sharp could.
But Duna doesn't have a soft white underbelly interview though.
He doesn't have a soft white underbelly interview. That's for sure. Sharp had the best hair in the Jumper universe. If it was a hair ranking, he'd be S tier. Let's be real.
Yeah, Scarred Soul said Sharp Tank was more interviews than potting.
It
So is interviews
was.
not potting?
No, interviews was not potting. We're not counting interviews because Adam would just be automatically S tier if we counted interviews. That's why I didn't want to count it. So potting, when he was on pods, he was pretty ass, bro. I'm better than Sharp
Yeah.
on pods. I'm better than
If we're
Sharp on
talking
pods.
just potting, he's low key at F. I'm gonna be real.
If Sharp's
If we're
on
talking just
potting,
potting.
yeah, I'd rather watch Almighty. I'd rather watch Ricky, Trev, Spody. I'd
No, put him at
rather
F.
watch Doughboy. I think he's in front of Smack because I give him and Smack kind of the same vibe on pods where they're just kind of drunk and just kind of like rambling and like they're funny sometimes and they might say something funny, but most of the time they're just like derailing the podcast. So I'm gonna stick him right there around there. Like he's like more memorable than the people that are behind them, but they're not better overall podcasters than anybody that's in front of them.
Yeah.
Let's go with Pun. Where do you think Pun should be? Pun's an A mic on certain times, like Ace Boys. He's like a B mic when they did what? No, I would say he was C mic on What Could Go Wrong. It went
The
T-Rail, Keem, then him.
I'm
Punstigator.
gonna put him at B.
Yeah. I think Pun could go B. What do you guys think? B? Sharp is D tier. You're supposed to go by potting. That's been the whole thing. Shark Tank was interviews. Okay, I changed it. My bad. Almighty and Sharp on the Drake Shrine. That was hilarious. Pun is F. Last behind everyone. Damn. B is good. Pun is an A. B easy. Yeah, Pun is not as good of a podcaster as Keem because he's never vulnerable. He's always gonna be like want to talk about other people's dirty laundry, and he never wants to look bad in podcasts, or he
But
gets all
that's entertaining
sensitive.
though. I would for sure put Pun in front of Keem. Like what? For sure, 1,000%.
Like he runs the narratives better, but like is Pun a better conversationalist than Keem? Like Pun is just like messier and like good at being
Yeah, but
messy.
it's more entertaining. Like that's at that point, that's just preference because I think that it's more entertaining. I don't care.
Pun for surely over Rios. Rios has fucking potential, but he hasn't done numbers or been on as many pods as Pun has at all.
Bro, Pun will
Pun had multiple entertaining shows. That's true.
Yes, and he's gonna know what to say to get a clip.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Bottom of B tier. I think it's fair. Should he be in front of Keem? I think I would rather watch Keem on a pod, like on What Could Go Wrong.
That's crazy.
Most of the episodes they were talking about Keem and like what Keem's issue was and what Keem's life was going. Like, well, they weren't talking about what's going on in Pun's life. Nobody gave a fuck.
So you have to know what's going on in their life for them to be a good podcaster.
I mean, to a certain extent, like being vulnerable is like a good pod. Like, look at Lush. Like, why do you think people love Lush so passionately? The fool literally puts his life on fucking broadcast every week. Like,
He does.
and Pun, like, we don't even know who Pun's like fucking like wife is. You know what I mean? And everybody
But that doesn't
else,
make
like,
you. But that doesn't make you better or worse than somebody because
No,
we
no,
don't
no,
know
you
how-
don't. You
how
don't. You
vulnerable you
no,
are.
no. But it doesn't. It definitely takes away when it's like you just want to talk about everybody else, but you get a little sensitive when it's time to talk about you. Like he literally.
But that's what makes. But if he gets mad, that's what makes the content fire.
I know, but he doesn't get
Like-
mad. He quit What Could Go Wrong because they were about to have a podcast where they're going to talk about like Pun's bullshit supposedly and like Ace Boys Worldwide. Like he literally
for
like
real?
destroyed the pod because he didn't want to talk about that shit.
He didn't want to be the content, but he was cool with making everyone else.
Yeah,
the
that's
content.
why I feel like takes away from him a little bit. It's like, come on, bro, like be a good sport. You know what I mean? Kind of thing. Pun not above you or Flacco as a potter, and I hate Flacco. Personally, I think I'm a better potter than Pun, obviously, but Pun has been on more pods than I have and been on more successful shows than I have as well. Moose, you got a Discord? I most definitely do. You've been in my Discord. What do you mean, Moose, you got a Discord? You literally, I've talked to you on Discord. What the fuck? Pun is strictly business. He's basically the new DJ Ghost channel. Moose, to be fair, we don't know much about you either, my boy. I mean, you guys know that I'm fucking, I don't fucking know. Ask me a question. I'll tell you guys anything. What the fuck? To be real, it's mostly just clowning Lush. People fuck with him, but he's making an ass out of himself. Lush off the drugs is S tier, on the drugs D tier.
We can talk about that when we get to Lush because I have something to say about that.
Craig on No Jumper would be fire, A+ comedian in my opinion. I think Craig's gonna be on No Jumper more. You're gonna see more of him. I think he's gonna make Doughboy step up for sure. Quick as fried. Oh yeah, I'm dumb. I think I'm gonna leave Pun here. I think that's fair. Moose would crumble trying to do Let Me Cook. Yeah, I would crumble. I would crumble. That's exactly what happened. Let's go with Aunt Hefe. Locked up for felony murder currently. Part of the Tuesday show. Appeared on the news on a weekly basis. I was on the news on Thursdays with them. Wednesdays. One of the days I was on there with Aunt Hefe, and I fucked with Aunt Hefe.
I like Aunt Hefe, but he be falling asleep, bro. And that's just so. It's funny, but it's like, I think he makes good content and he's good on the show, but just the super crazy podcast etiquette, just eating kava, sleeping on the show, like at that point, I think he's gonna have to go at like Sear B.
I'm gonna
For
put
potting.
him at D for potting, because I feel
okay.
because I feel like he just didn't talk enough on the Tuesday show. He talks way more on his videos. Sometimes he would come into the newsroom, and he'd be kind of in like a goofy mood, and he'd like be more like kind of jovial and like joking. And I felt like that was when he was best, but that was not very often. Most of the time he was high as fuck and just chilling. And then he'd be super kind of stoic and quiet. And then we'd be like, what you think about that? And he'd be like, man, this social media shit, man, like it got y'all twisted, man. Like, and he kind of like give that kind of answer. So like that was the baseline, I feel like, of Aunt Hefe, the getting on his phone for the Tuesday show for like an hour and a half, falling asleep on the Tuesday show. I don't think he showed, but the laugh is amazing. He would joke around, like the camaraderie between the Tuesday show and all the gangsters on there was dope. But in terms of potting,
I think he's a better content creator than a potter.
yeah, he's definitely on his Flacco shit. A much better content creator than Potter, I would say.
Dude, honestly, I would probably put him. I'd put him right behind you.
Damn, Aunt Hefe right behind me as a Potter. He's
Actually,
definitely
no,
better
as a-
Potter.
just
He's a
Potter?
better Potter as Smack and Tiny and Kyle.
Not sharp though.
Not Sharp. So Sharp's better than Kyle. No, Sharp's not
Actually,
better
no,
than.
Ant's
No,
better than
Sharp's.
Sharp.
Yeah. Ant's better than Sharp. Ant's better than Kyle. Ant's
Is that
better than Doughboy.
well? Doughboy has better podcast etiquette, but the fans like Ant more.
But that's because like Ant's like there's not nothing to hate because he like doesn't talk very much too. He's just like kind of a cool guy. To be honest, all you N words suck. Another Mexican saying the N word in chat. Tisk tisk tisk. Isn't that something?
Bruh.
Let's go ahead and move on. I think that's good. Right after Doughboy. Let's grab my boy Munchie B. What you think of Munchie B? Where you think
Man,
Munchie
I'm
should go?
honestly, dude, I'm gonna put Munchie B at S tier because not only is he a good podcaster on the news with different co-hosts, not only is he a star on the live streams, not only does he do really good on the Tuesday show, but he also has his morals over money.
He does have
I
morals
think it's
over
very
money, and morals over money
it's
does get, he has clips that be going up, you know what I'm saying, getting
it's
posted
hard
on
not to
different
say S for
platforms.
Munchie. It's really hard not
Uh
to, yeah, he could pod with
he
anybody.
he has the
It's hard.
Alex Alonso Street TV. He was on there pretty consistently and putting up pretty good numbers, and like they had good conversations, and those were way different conversations than Munchie had on other podcasts. And he's still got a crack in the news. He does a good job at the news and covering topics. Sometimes he's a little quiet on the news, but when there's a right cast on the news, he's popping his shit and doing his thing. Tuesday's
It's just
show,
entertaining.
obviously, he's probably the highlight of the Tuesday show for most people. For a lot of people, I would say out there, he was the highlight. Does he deserve to be S tier? He's funny as fuck. He has good comedic timing.
He
Sometimes he
could do
could
more. He
he,
could
he
do more than
the
Brick
whack
when it comes to
rants,
like
the whack derangement syndrome can be a little crazy with Munchie at times, but he's a great podcaster.
WDS.
But I think Munchie is on the same tier. Like, is Munchie better than Brick?
I think Munchie is better than
Yo,
Brick
shout out to
because
you.
Brick. I think Munchie is better than Brick just because Munchie's more versatile with like what he like. He has his own show that does good, and
No, that's true.
everyone,
Most
you know what I mean.
definitely.
Like,
Yeah, no, that's true.
and it's solid, and he does it by he. It's not even like him with people all the time. It's just him like talking about shit.
The whack thing is his only downfall. Brick had nothing popping outside of No Jumper. Yeah, he's up there on A because of his Tuesday show performance, pretty much on the legendary Tuesday show that's made him a beloved to the fans for the rest of eternity. It's like dropping one classic album and then disappearing and going to prison or something. That's like what Brick did. Munchie better than Brick if we go in pure potting. Munchie's for sure better than Brick. Much better takes. Brick baby better. Nah, I can't agree. Brick is better than Munchie. Brick started IRL
Can you
streaming
pull
and
it
it
in the
was
chat?
lit. Whack be lying on Munchie. Munchie has a superpower for podcasting and he's always listening. He is a good listener. He does like take in what people say and then ask good follow-up questions. Nah, I'm leaving it. Munchie's an S tier podcaster. I agree. I agree.
Yeah, that's the easy one to be honest.
Okay, yeah, Munchie's S tier. But is he better than MacWap? That's what we got to
Uh,
decide. I think he is, right?
uh
MacWap, yeah, I think he is because he puts up more
MacWap is
numbers. He's on
more
bigger
MacWap is
shows.
I think MacWap is more of a solid host for his own shit, but I think Munchie is definitely can be more. He, like I said, he can pop with anybody, and it's just always a banger whenever he's on the show.
MacWap over Munchie. Mac is more entertaining. Mac is hella entertaining. He's more of a character. He's more like fucking. He's pretty much joking like 99% of the time, like trolling in some
But
type of
that's the
way.
crazy part. I feel like MacWap is a character, but Munchie B's Munchie B.
Yeah,
Like, that's not a
Munchie B's like
character.
authentically himself, and that's what makes him good. Uh, no, Whack has Munchie derangement syndrome, but they have derangement syndrome of each other, where they both bring each other up way too much. Same as like Adam and T-Row. T-Row's always talking about Adam. Adam's always talking about T-Row. Like that's derangement syndrome. Like we get it. It's been years, guys. Let it go. Munchie over MacWap 2. That's a hard one. You know what? I think I'm
I
gonna
would
go
say
with
so.
Kenny, and I'm gonna say Munchie over MacWap. Yeah, I'm gonna say Munchie over MacWap as a podcaster. Munchie is a more interesting podcaster.
I see more
Mac
videos
has
about
more
what
views.
I see more videos about what Munchie B said, and he's in like more than like what Mac Wap said on his last stream.
Munchie is not a great podcaster, bro. Munchie is a great podcaster. Just because he's not like super like, studious and shit,
Yeah,
doesn't mean he's not a
let's
great
pull on that one.
podcaster.
Let's pull on that one.
Terrible etiquette. What does he do that's such terrible etiquette other than getting drunk a few times? You get too drunk too and fucking hold the choppa and shit, cameraman. So can we blame him? Like, what the fuck? I think I'm gonna leave it right there. I think Mac. I'm leaving Mac in terms of he's probably on a skill wise, podcasting skill wise, better than Munchie. But Munchie as a character is way better. He's on par with funny as Mac Wap, but Mac Wap, that's hard. Munchie's more tapped in than Mac. I don't know if that's true. Mac's tapped in too. Mac Wap is B tier is crazy.
I think Munchie's definitely above Mac Wap. I don't know. It's like, dude, everyone and there, like I said, there's more content being made about what Munchie B said on the No Jumper Tuesday show on Morals Over Money more than, oh, what did Mac Wap feel about this, and that. You know what I mean? I
That's
feel like
true.
more people
Yeah,
are
more
making
people
content on
care
Munchie.
about Munchie as a podcaster. He's made more of an impact in the podcast game than Mac Wap.
Just put him first, bro. Just do it, bro.
Nah, I'm gonna leave Mac Wap first. I'm gonna leave Mac Wap at S. I fuck with Munchie, but it's like I can't listen to Munchie as long as I can listen to like Apollo for 5 hours. Munchie podding with anybody for that long. I don't think so. That's why I'm gonna keep Mac Wap first. Mac Wap should not be lower. You're tripping. Let's go with Blasey since he's probably the smallest dog out of the remainders. What do you think of Blasey?
Blasey's like a good B, because he's not really a podcaster. He does fashion that he just started doing the podcast because he was on No Jumper, and then they all backed out and they all had a fan base, so he tried it, and he's good at it, but he's not a podcaster. That fool does other shit, so I would probably put him at like B.
Blasey is a D is crazy. Blasey's funny. He gives like introspective takes out of bounds, weird angle takes. He, has funny stories. He's a successful businessman, so he's credible in the takes that he gives, knowledgeable in fashion. He's definitely a better potter than like Spody and Trev. I'd say he's better than Almighty and Rios and Flacco. Now me, what do you think of Blasey? Is a B, very honest. His Stocks interview was A+ potting, low C, good side character. I think Blasey's a B, and I like Blasey more than Pun and Keem low key. But maybe it's my Mexican bias.
I'd probably put him behind Uno.
That's same. I want to put him behind Duno. Blasey's a good podcaster, bro.
He's a good podcaster, but that's like, to me, it's like that's not really what he focuses on. So he can't be anything more than like Max.
Yeah, no, that's true because he doesn't put out a lot of output. He half-asses fucking Reconnected. Their quality's gone down. The views have gone down. He had his own stream, and that didn't last very long, and it did okay.
Yeah, someone said Blasey wouldn't pod without phone. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Like, if it wasn't like for house phone being there, I don't think Blasey would even give a fuck about no podcasting, bro.
Is Blasey over me, y'all? Y'all definitely got Blasey over me. I got you over Blasey. Sheesh. Blasey,
to be honest, I got you over Blasey
when house
too.
phone would miss for months at a time, but I feel like those were not the best episodes either. Y'all got Duno too high being an out. Check Jakarta and him's podcast. You gotta know that's true. You know what? I'm just gonna do a hot take. I'm over Blasey and podcasting. I know that for a fact.
I agree. I'm not mad at that.
Okay, Whack 100. What you think of Whack 100 as a podcaster?
I'm gonna put. It's probably gonna be a hot take, but I don't really care. I'm gonna put Whack above Brick. I'm gonna put Whack in A tier above Brick.
as a
Facts.
podcaster. So he's on the Adam and Wax show. They do great numbers.
Yes.
They were doing over 100K, sometimes
Probably the most
150,
successful
sometimes more.
show. Isn't that like the
Currently
most successful? Like,
of this era for sure.
I mean, how long has it been since they had it? Right, it's been like what 2022. I think was the first episode. I'm
Not
gonna
that
put Whack.
long. No, not that long. Because Whack, they weren't doing Adam and Whack when like at the end of the day was running, and like
Bro,
reconnected and all that shit was running. Disconnected.
bro. Every time Whack gets on the Tuesday, on the not the Tuesday, sorry. Anytime Whack is on the show with Adam, bro, it's the most entertaining podcast, bro. Just because um this fool has a bunch of crazy takes. He fucking knows a bunch. I just think the fact that
He,
he's able to
he's
just
not named Mike
fucking
though. He's not named Mike. Adam's driving the
no,
shit.
but okay, but it's okay, but neither is Brick though.
Yeah, but Brick's like the most legendary B Mike, C Mike of all time on No Jumper too. But Wax a goat of No Jumper too. He's put up a lot of numbers.
Wax also like up there with Brick, and I think he's above Brick, bro.
I don't know if I could put him above
Okay,
Brick. He's
can the
not
can,
like as a podcaster. Yeah, honestly, he's might have to go A tier. Whack might have to go A tier. Same thing every
dude,
week. It has been getting a little old lately. I'll be honest. Whack is not better than Brick. Whack isn't a good Potter without Adam. Yeah, he's at his best with Adam, but they do make magic when they get together. Pause.
but I think so is Brick though.
But
Like, would you not agree that
Whack on Clubhouse or Brick on no statements?
Whack on Clubhouse 1,000%, bro?
I'm
What do you
taking Brick
mean?
on no statements, bro. Whack on Clubhouse. I can't stand
No,
that
dude.
shit.
No statements didn't even last that fucking long, bro.
I know, but Whack on Clubhouse is like these random ass like side characters, like Whack's minions, like feeding him info and asking about people, and Whack being like, "I got
Right?
the paperwork on that fool."
But people tune in because they want to hear what Whack 100 has to say.
Whack is, but also Whack. I feel like he's big in the content space. Is he big in the podcast space? Are fools wanting Whack on their podcast?
I mean, yeah, dude. Like he goes on a bunch of different shit because he says very salacious things. He's almost like Flacco in a way, but yeah.
Damn,
What do you
he
think?
is, bro. I think I gotta leave him at A. It's just if he's in front of. Okay, he'll go in front of Brick. Whack is in front of.
Pull
Brick
that
and
one.
A.
Pull that one, dude. Pull that one because I think
We'll
that's
go
a
with
really
it.
good one.
We'll go with it. We'll rock with it. Whack over Brick.
All right, bet.
Because the fans are gonna pick Brick, but we're going off podcast and not like likability. Because Whack is just like the heel of No Jumper, so they're gonna vote.
Yeah,
against him.
he's the villain, bro. He's the bad guy. Like you
Yeah.
feel me? Like that's needed. You need a bad guy for like conflict. And,
He's
like,
viral because he
you know,
lies and tries to extort people. That could be true, but that first part is also true. He's viral. All right, let's go to my boy House Phone. What do you think of House Phone? A Mike, staple of No Jumper, pioneer of No Jumper, trailblazer of No Jumper. What do you think of
fuck.
House Phone?
I would probably put House Phone.
Is he S tier?
House
or
Phone's a really
A-tier?
good Potter. House Phone's really funny. Like whenever he's
I don't
on
think he's
pod,
S tier. I don't think he's S tier because sometimes he could tell the same stories and shit, and the stories.
I do want to put him
sometimes
at
might
A.
suck.
I want to put him at A, but I don't know where in A he should be. Because
Yeah,
I'm thinking
he's more like than Brick Baby because Brick Baby wasn't around as long as House Phone. But is he more?
I might put House Phone in front of
over
Whack.
Whack?
Yeah.
What do y'all think? Low A
think
or
House
high
Phone or
B? House
over
Phone
Whack,
on
for
this
sure.
shit S tier. Fuck what anyone says. Better than Duno. He's
House-
better than Duno.
House Phone with the high roller down his hair was a crazy era, man. Y'all remember that shit?
House Phone a legend. He is a legend. He's not as entertaining as Munchie B or Macwap as an A Mike. I wouldn't say that.
He's the most consistently good, I feel like. Because he's been doing it for a really long time.
He has, but he's also hasn't been consistent. He'd be off the drugs and missing shit and fucking missing episodes and disappearing and
You know what? Then honestly, probably then if we're talking right now, I'd probably put House
Yeah,
Phone
because he's driving
behind
the
Brick.
ship. Yeah, he's driving the ship over there at Reconnected, and it's not doing the best. And that's his shit. Even though it was popping at one point, they do not do good views anymore. Let's type in Reconnected and see what their last couple episodes have done compared to when they dropped their first episode. What they do, fucking 150K, I think, or some shit.
Disconnected was like my favorite show for sure. Like more than At the End of the Day, more than more than Tuesday show. I'm not gonna lie, like that was my
Okay,
favorite
so
show.
they get about 20K views, which isn't horrible, but yeah, it deserves A tier. And I think it deserves in front of Brick Baby. And I think it's behind Whack, though. I think that's
Yeah.
fair. Whack is a tabloid podcaster full of lies. How can you reward the BS? I mean, bro, we're at No Jumper. What do you mean, Alex Alonso? Shout out to Alex Alonso in the chat, man. Like the stream, comment, subscribe. Thank you guys for all tuning in. We're almost done. I'm sorry it's taken so long, but we're getting in depth. I told you this was the brutally honest No Jumper umbrella ultimate tier list. We got to get down to the nitty gritty, and we had a lot of hosts to do. But we got 4 gentlemen left. Let's go with AD. Where would you rank AD on this list?
AD from No Jumper. Let me see.
AD from No Jumper.
AD's probably at A.
Sheesh.
See, now we're getting all these are all the A's right now that we're doing because I think
I don't
AD
think
holds it
AD's
down.
a. I don't think because
Really?
I think Pun is a better podcaster than AD.
Really?
Yeah.
Am I tweaking?
I think AD is the front seat at Community, but the one who's driving narratives and shit is Pun. AD is the fucking I'm gonna protect my industry connection takes guy still to this day.
You know what? That's 1,000% right. He definitely is. I'm gonna protect my industry.
That's the only reason why I can't rank him too high. AD is
Lukewarm
better than
takes.
Duno for sure. Not current day Duno. Current day, maybe AD on No Jumper was way better than Duno on No Jumper, but Duno was kind of ass on No Jumper. Today, Duno is smoking AD's boots in the podcasting game. People forget AD would be quiet a lot. One of the reasons Adam was getting mad at him because he was going home and saving that shit for Community. AD gets carried on his own show where he's supposed to be the A mic.
Oh, that's a take. That's a take. That's crazy.
He's a front seat and he doesn't even do most of the talking. I feel like it's like Pun, his guests, the side characters. I feel like AD weighs in, but he's definitely doesn't talk as much as like a T-Rail, a MacWap, a House Phone, an Adam, any of the A mic people.
You think T-Rail's better than AD?
Yes, absolutely,
really?
by far.
I must be tweaking.
Today it's closer than ever, but at the peak, T-Rail was the star and AD was the side homie for sure.
But now that I'm looking back on it, like just honestly, dude, like the whole lukewarm takes because I don't want to offend anybody docks you down so many points. Like honestly,
what docks you down?
So, the not wanting to offend people because you want to keep your connections.
That's
good.
what I'm saying. Yeah, because you're never gonna give like a hot take, really, or it's gonna be rare because you're like in the back of your head, you're like, could this get me like somebody's not gonna let me in their section because of this, you know, kind of vibes, or they're not gonna do a song with me.
Protect my section as takes.
AD was seen as the big homie because he was just bigger than T-Rail physically, but. In terms of podcasting, T-Rail was the big homie in podcasting. T-Rail was the one getting academic shout outs. T-Rail was the one doing way more interviews on No Jumper than AD. T-Rail was the one that Back on Fig was hotter than Community when they first left. Back on Fig was a flagship show of Figmunity World for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And remember when T-Rail was like, everything I touched turned to gold, and he was popping his shit because he was the hottest motherfucker out of them. But now things have cooled off. But Community's in the worst spot out of most of the shows from their universe. Community's not doing well.
That's the one I watched the most.
I'm actually gonna drop him down behind me and Blasey.
Fuck.
I'm a better podcaster than AD. Chat, run that clip.
I agree.
Let's go to my boy. Let's go Lush Uno. What do you think of Lush Uno? It's either
I'm like so biased.
A or S. Obviously, I love Lush. I'm gonna be biased as fuck too. Lush is so fucking funny. He's probably my favorite person to podcast with, just because, like, bro, I don't know, the jokes just hit different when you're sitting next to this fucking tweaker,
Yes,
bro.
they
It's
do.
just, it's
Yeah.
just something about Lush, bro, that I love so fucking much, bro. Lush is top tier to me, but tell me what you think, chat. Bias or not, S tier. I mean, Lush is the greatest no jumper host outside of Adam ever, right?
I agree just because he's the most like, in my opinion, the person who's most able to have intellectual conversations, hip hop. He knows about the streets. He's an encyclopedia. He doesn't give soft takes at all. Like sometimes he'll glaze, but he'll give it. He'll definitely give like a hot take if he believes in it.
Yeah,
That's what
Lush
I've
is a
noticed.
great fucking podcaster, but we gotta ding him. Own platform, sporadic,
His own,
shitty
yeah,
as fuck. Doesn't do his own platform. Fucking ass. Like, if
yeah,
he
we
went
barely do it.
live like twice a week, he would have a fucking fat ass platform by now. He's been on No Jumper. He's gotten comfortable just doing the news hella in the Tuesday show and shit, and getting his bread to where he doesn't do his own shit, to where Les should be one of the biggest podcasters on the West Coast, if not the world. But he's kind of complacent with No Jumper, kind of just babying him and putting him on shows, and that's where he's happy with, which
His
he could be destined for way more, and that's the only thing that I would knock him for, and why I may take him out of S is because he doesn't do his own thing. That's the only thing that I would knock him for.
I think he excels so much and is such a backbone of No Jumper that I think his own platform, yeah, he doesn't have it, but
True, he
people
does
do tune
hold up
in.
a 5 million subscriber channel a lot of
He pretty
times on his
much
back.
he pretty much does the podcast shit that Adam doesn't want to do and kind of making it so that he's the most viewed. I think he's like he's the person that's the most on camera at No Jumper, right? I mean,
Yes, he's on No Jumper the most. He's probably has the most hours logged at No Jumper of any person of all time. Never been anybody that's on the news like 4 times a week and on the Tuesday show for this long.
probably like the most public lore too.
So much lore. The drugs and glazing are Lush's only weaknesses. Shout out to Alex Alonso.
Lush is for sure
I'm gonna
above
keep.
Juno.
He's definitely above Whack. He's definitely above House Phone. He's definitely above Brick. I could put him in
Oh,
front of Munchie.
Munchie.
I could put him in front of Munchie. I'm
Okay,
putting him
so
in
now
front of
we have to
Munchie. He's
decide
funnier
what.
than Munchie. He's funnier than Munchie. He doesn't have a platform like Munchie has. Munchie has hella lore, but so does Lush. Lush can speak about hip hop at a higher rate. He can also talk about the street gang shit. Maybe not as good as Munchie, but he could talk about it way better than Munchie can talk about in depth, like hip hop, like history shit, like Lush can. I think I'm
So
gonna
so
put
look
Lush in
at this
front of, but
point.
Lush should be in front of MacWap too, because like Apollo's not that great of a platform to be over Lush, and they're pretty equally entertaining, equally funny.
I would put Lush up. I would put Lush. I'm sorry. I don't agree with the Macwap at full first S tier. I would put Lush, Munchie B, then Macwap.
Lush, Munchie B, MacWap. What do you think, chat?
Being way too biased. No, dude. How are we being biased? Just because you guys think that
I
Lush
think
is a
like
lol cow?
90% of the No Jumper audience would rank Lush a fucking S tier podcaster. I'm not even gonna lie to
I
you.
would for sure.
Even if you hate him. He lies so
No,
much. We laugh at him. It doesn't matter if we're laughing at him or laughing with him. We're laughing.
like I'm saying, like okay, if Lush stopped doing appearances at No Jumper, I think that's gonna greatly hinder all the
Yeah,
content coming
if
out.
No Jumper, if Lush left, the news would take a big hit, and that's a big part of No Jumper. Maybe not like view wise and shit, but just in terms of weekly viewers tuning in and just being entertained. Munchie did leave, and although we feel the presence on the Tuesday show, I think we would feel Lush's presence more if he left right now than
Tuesday show this
Munchie's.
week was rough, man. I ain't gonna lie.
The
That was
Tuesday
a
show
rough
this
watch.
week was rough, and the Monday show is better than the Tuesday show now. Ha ha. I win. Moose wins.
What
Sorry,
about the Thursday
Lush.
show, bro?
Shout out to the Thursday show too. We love that episode. But it's just MacWap did build up his own platform. He has a good amount of subscribers. He does do a weekly show. He's more consistent than Lush.
It's just that Lush's
I think Lush is a
effect on the
better
podcast-
podcaster than and has more effect than MacWap, but MacWap does enough on the podcast to make an effect and has his own platform and does his own thing that I think I'm gonna put MacWap over Lush 1.
Yeah, but also like I think
That show
The-
with Disaster was pretty ass. And he was on the
the-
Monday show. Lush doesn't do a good job at taking the reins and leading a show either. He's just really good on the show. You know what I mean? Like
he's a good, really good. He's probably the most able B mic that No Jumper has.
Munchie's show on No Jumper before they canceled it was better than Lush's show with Comparator. I'm sorry, but I do not agree with that. The fucking shit show that Comparator and Lush had going was fucking super entertaining. And I would say more because Munchie B's show is a little more serious. And I think just the funny bullshit of Compa and Lush was actually pretty fucking entertaining. But Munchie B's still S tier. I mean, we're not knocking him down. Let's get into T-Rail. We've been doing this for a fucking hot minute. What do you think of T-Rail? He's better than Brick.
T-Rail.
I think I'm giving him better than House Phone. He was supposed to be like the superstar of No Jumper. It's kind of fizzled out and kind of like came back to reality. I don't
I've
think
always felt like it was supposed to be AD.
it's definitely was supposed to be T-Rail. It was supposed to be AD until T-Rail came around. Then T-Rail kind of started showing more promise than AD, and then it became T-Rail. That's kind of what happened. But I don't think T-Rail's better than Whack. No.
I think T-Rail was better on No Jumper than back on Fig.
Yes, but early back on Fig was prime T-Rail too. He was.
Well, what's
he was
early back on
tripping.
Fig?
Like when he was on No Jumper still, and like a little bit when as soon as they left and had that boost, he was doing his thing.
Early 2023, late 2022.
T-Rail before Whack. T-Rail asked his biggest guess what their favorite bag of chips are. T-Rail is better than Whack. I don't care about numbers objectively. T-Rail below Brick and House Phone. Damn.
I put T-Rail at B, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
T-Rail at B is crazy. T-Rail's a
Yeah,
better
probably T-Rail.
podcaster. Damn. No, T-Rail's a better podcaster than House Phone. House Phone's just got better lore and is like more likable. He's a better podcaster than Brick, but Brick's more like entertaining on a podcast, I think. This is hard.
At the
bro.
end of the day, T-Rail was peak T-Rail. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, if we're taking at the end of the day into account, I think he's better than Whack.
But if we're doing now,
I think if
but
it's
are we
at
talking?
the end of the day, I think it's everything all in together. We do got to count the fall off as well. So maybe he won't be in front of Whack. Because Whack's still putting up numbers. T-Rail is not doing as many numbers anymore. Back on
No, you can't put T-Rail in front of Whack. That's crazy. You can't do that.
T-Rail is better than Whack. T-Rail is better than Lush. T-Rail is S-Class. I think T-Rail had potential to be S-Class, but he's shown that he is absolutely not S-Class by how his channel's been going lately. I can't sit through a whole T-Rail show. Yeah, it's different now. The energy's different. No Jumper took a huge hit when T-Rail left. It did, but it also was because Duno left and AD left and House Phone left and Blasey left. So all that also took an effect, not just T-Rail. But he was a big part of that. But I think I'm going to leave him right here. I think I would rather listen to T-Rail over House Phone, but Brick is more likable but can never run his own show. T-Rail had one of the most successful shows podcasting-wise out of the No Jumper universe. It's just kind of fallen off.
I'm not mad at this placement at all, actually.
And last but not least, we got the White Devil himself, the 22 stir. Where would you rank Adam? Adam's entertaining.
The
Sometimes he
thing
could kill
is,
the vibe of pods, but he's the boss man. He's put it all together. He's done the most amount of pods of everybody on this list.
on paper, right? He's probably supposed to be S first tier, right? On paper.
Yeah.
I think right now, dude, I think I think Adam really either holds a pod together or completely kills the vibe lately.
No,
At
for
least in my
sure.
opinion.
For
Like,
sure. Yeah, yeah.
so
He's either
it's a very hit
cooking
or
or
miss.
he's like fucking goddamn, like he just derailed the pod a little bit.
He's almost having like a Joe Rogan thing where like the fans are starting to realize it and they're starting to like hate Adam more. And
No,
I
I get
think
that. I get that.
just
But
like the whole like it's
I could listen to Adam way more on a pod than all of these people even whack. Like I could definitely I prefer Adam on a pod over all of these dudes in A tier. I
I
would
think
rather
Adam
watch
is
Adam on a pod than
for sure. Adam
whack
has to be an S
Zero.
tier because Adam
He's
has the
definitely
biggest platform
S.
out of everyone in this
Yeah,
fucking thing.
he gets that. He could be funny at times. I like when he makes gay jokes. That's pretty funny.
It's like where's
Um,
Adam on S though?
yeah, where's Adam on S?
I
I
think
mean,
Adam is in
I
between Lush
don't
and
want to
Munchie.
glaze because he's like, if I'm gonna be honest, like he's probably is he more entertaining? Like he's not more entertaining than like any of these three, like entertainment wise, just like flat out.
Yo, chat, take a screenshot of this fucking live stream and just make sure that everyone knows that out of in this tier list, this dude put MacWap out of his S tier number one for the whole thing.
Macwap's a really good podcaster. He really knows how to podcast well and do content.
But dude, but like he's not as
Because
like
Lush
he's
can't be number
definitely not
one
as lit
because
as
Lush
Adam.
doesn't build any of his own shit. So Lush
But
is
like
has
MacWap
to be
isn't as lit as
second.
Adam.
He's
He's not as
not.
lit as
So
Adam.
Adam would have to be first, but then we're just putting Adam first, and that's glazing too. Fuck.
That's why it's kind of like a hard like it's a hard like where can you put Adam? Because I think it's kind of crazy. Yes, of course, MacWap's probably super entertaining, but to not put Adam in front of MacWap is kind of crazy.
Too many factors at this tier list. There's so many factors, bro. But this is my first one. I just wanted to really get the whole encapsulation, but my head hurts right now. I want to finish this shit. Oh, the S tier. Munchie, street
Put Adam in
TV,
F, bro.
morals over. Yeah, put him in F.
That's for
Garbage ass.
Christmas,
I'm
bro.
putting him after Kelvin. Um, Munchie has his own platform, goes on other platforms, does cool numbers, pretty solid, is known in the podcasting space, has a universe of people that make videos about the shit that he says and like talk about him a lot. Same thing with Lush. There's a lot of people that react to Lush clips and kind of like his little cow moments and shit like that. People don't really react to MacWap's clips a ton. He does have some viral shit, but not really on the level of any of the other three guys. So
I think you find him more entertaining than you find him more entertaining
okay,
than
then I'm gonna put MacWap
most
at the
everyone
end
else.
of S. I'm gonna put Munchie before him.
Where's Dijon? That's funny.
I'm gonna put
No,
no.
okay.
I'm gonna put Mac third.
You know what? The chat is look, chat, look. Bro, you guys are saying that we're glazing, but every single face you see on this list from S tier all the way down to F, we all know their faces because of this fucking the guy in the red right there in S tier. So it's like you have to be realistic. Yes, of course, we don't want to glaze
Yeah,
Adam, but
super
we know everyone
successful.
here.
Built a big platform. Put a lot of people on. Negatives, can be an asshole, can kill the vibe. Sometimes could like try to rage
Too
bait,
much.
like kind of do the rage baity or kind of just the bait people into arguing or kind of try to bring up a racy, edgy topic that might not land correctly. But all of that is still aids itself to like some good conversations most of the time, I would say. Adam can't keep a cast together, but it's kind of because he likes to kick up the shit, and that makes a good podcaster as well, kicking up the shit and kind of
Yeah,
having the uncomfortable conversations and
bro.
making people have conversations they don't want to have and shit.
Bro, when Adam
So
said, "Oh, I didn't know that I had no clue that me bringing up whack. I didn't even know that. I didn't know that was gonna
Yeah,
happen. Like,
yeah. He's
no, bro.
definitely
Like,
was
come on, bro.
playing a fool there, but it is what it is. But it's because like I love Lush. I think Lush is funnier than Adam. I think he's even more entertaining on pods. But sometimes I could get a little bit of Lush fatigue on pods too when he's just ranting and yapping. But I could kind of get that with
Demo.
everybody.
Yeah, but I think
Macwop is
Lush.
better than Lush. Macwop did build up a platform, and Lush did not. But I
Yeah,
think
but like Lush has more like it's more. I'd rather. I don't know. I don't think it's biased though because I just think it's just more entertaining. Like Lush has more bullshit going on in his life, and he's just down to talk about it. Like
yeah,
he's the most
Adam's good.
vulnerable.
He's the best at interviewing, but podcasts. He's on the Tuesday show. He's on the Monday show. He's on the pod with Whack. They all do pretty good numbers.
Yeah, this fool Adam said I didn't know chipping out was racist.
He
Like,
did
come
say
on, bro.
that, but that made for I got my Dr. Umar clip out of that, so I can't blame him for
Oh
saying
yeah.
that.
Are you happy with this list?
I am. I just don't want to put Adam first. It's so gay. So gay. But
That is
Lush can't
gay.
go first because he's on somebody else's platform, so he can't go first. Macwop, it's like he doesn't do enough numbers to be first. Munchie B doesn't have the
I'm gonna put
range,
Munch.
I don't
Okay,
think, to be
how about this?
first.
How about this? This is my list for S right now. Tell me if it's W or L. Starting from best to worst. Not worst, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Munchie B, Adam, Lush, and then Macwop.
I think that's fair. I like that.
I mean, think about it, right? We can't put Adam in front because like that would be super top tier glaze. Uh the fans love Munchie B and he has his own shit going on outside of here. Or outside of like No Jumper.
Whack can't build a platform outside of No Jumper either. Whack hasn't built shit. So I feel like
That's why he's an A. That's why he's an A.
But should T-Row be in front of him? Because T-Row did build back on Fig, and even though it's not doing the best, it was going
But it's just
crazy
like
at one
no one
point.
cares.
But
Nobody
Wax
fucking
never had a
cares.
platform of his own, so I think I'm gonna put T-Row in front of Whack. You don't get credit for the Whack and Adam show, and you just are fucking above somebody who built their own shit and had way more motion on their own shit. They own the LLC. You don't. I think
Yeah,
that's fair.
Dragon Knight said BOF was built off of No Jumper.
It was. Then that's why he's not in front of Adam, but he is.
So,
But it was outside.
mean-
like if Whack and Adam show was on the Whack and Adam channel podcast, I would give him credit, but it wasn't. Back on Fig wasn't on No Jumper. It was on the Back on Fig channel. So that's the list, you guys.
You can't count BOF if BOF was created at No Jumper.
No, what the fuck does that mean? Community was created at No Jumper. Like everything was created at No Jumper. Then everybody's just discredited. That makes no fucking sense.
No, because Morals Over Money was before No Jumper.
I know, but I'm saying that Community wasn't. Flacco's shit wasn't. Fucking.
So if Morals Over Money was before, and Back on Fig was during, then Munchie B has. What?
But all of his views came from when he was on No Jumper. Let's be real. Let me look up Morals Over Money. I'm gonna see what his biggest video is on this whole channel, and let's see when it was from. Videos, latest.
Trey Duno with Brick Baby. Are you smoking crack?
Popular. Look, 5 months ago, Munchie B speaks on No Jumper, Adam 22 Fallout. 10 months ago, Munchie B didn't get ran down on or go to jail. Here's what happened. 40K, Blueface coming out the closet via Jason Lee. This is 2 days ago, so post No Jumper. So he got all his views. His biggest videos have to do with No Jumper shit, pretty much. So I'm gonna give him the same credit that I give T-Row. Yes, he had his platform before, but he didn't get a large amount of views before. You looking at the new channel? I'm sorry, I don't have the screenshots of the old channel. I could only go off what I know. His original
They
page got
saying he had
took.
over 100K views over his OG page.
All right, then Munchie B built a better platform, and that's why he's over fucking Brick Baby and T-Rail and them. I don't know why the fuck we're even talking about this. He's in the right spot. Like, what the fuck?
No, you're right.
But I think T-Rail should get credit for building his own platform, just like Munchie B does. And Munchie B's over Whack because Whack didn't build his own platform, and T-Rail did. And he's a good podcaster, great podcaster. No, good podcaster, not great podcaster.
I think he's entertaining, but some of his takes are just like dishonest. So yeah, that definitely comes out.
Using that logic, Doughboy would be highest ranked because he's the only one that had mainstream motion before Adam. I didn't say mainstream motion. I mean, like Munchie's content is like reacting to shit, giving commentary. That's podcast-esque. Being on All Deaf Digital is not.
Yeah, that's like skits.
Yeah. Okay, listen, start the list over. I would literally rather hang myself. Just kidding. YouTube. I meant on GTA. I love you guys, man. Thank you guys. I'm about to check out. I'm sleepy as hell. I'm sleepy. I hope you guys have a good night. Thank you for hanging out for this long. The 56 viewers have been in here for fucking hours. I love you guys. Go debate the list. Tell me if the list is ass. Tell me if it's good. Tell me what needs to be changed. I appreciate y'all coming through. I'll try to stream tomorrow. I got No Jumper News at 12 o'clock. Tune in. I'll be there, and then I'll try to come home and stream. I got to stream more on my channel, man, so I could get higher on this tier list. You get a B+ on the list. Hey, I'll take it, man. You know what? Just throw me at the real spot I need to be. S tier, number 1. Thank y'all, man. I'm gonna keep running it up so we could next time we do this, I'm gonna be higher and they're gonna be like, Moose built a crazy platform. He's just streaming, going crazy. Yeah. But nah, love y'all. Like the stream, comment, subscribe. It's MooseMan. It's your boy Kenny Malice. Go follow him at Kenny Malice.
Yo, go check out my story if you want to see me shave my head.
Go there. He looks like a fucking white milk dud. So go show my boy some love. I love y'all, man. We're out of here. Deuces. See you on the next time.